All right. I think I went live, right? Yeah, we're back again. We're here. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you didn't know. So we're back for round two. Round two. Matter of fact, it's closer. Well, I don't want to say it's closer to three because it is going to be three after this. But we got Oklahoma, Auburn on the sketty. What up, Izzy? What up, MSU fan? I'm here. We're on the Twitter as well. Remember, we're donating, baby. Here, we're gonna go ahead and close this window out. We're gonna hit refresh over here. I'm gonna go on the X and I'm gonna go on the X and repost this stream. Again, doing it for charity. Follow the link in the description if you're on the X. I got the links in the comments. Any little bit helps. If you got a spare dollar, spare $5, instead of getting that McDonald's, that Wendy's, that Burger King. Who gets Burger King anymore? Then please do it. All right, let me get out of here. All right. Texas Tech has now gone up 34-10. Woof, woof, woof. Replicate Moth. I'm going to say it again. Every time Arkansas plays a ranked team, they ball out, but they suck when playing against a not ranked team. Seems to be the case. If you remember, we did take Memphis plus 7.5. We still got a delay in the Clemson-Syracuse game. UNLV, first lead of the day. They're up 41-38. We're going to overtime with North Texas and Army. Tennessee blowing out UAB. Central Michigan blowing out Wagner. Oregon's up. Oh, no, it's a tied ball game. This is why after Oregon fell short on my parlay last week, I was like, I'm not touching Oregon. I know Oregon State's not a great team. I don't care. 34.5. No, thank you. That's disgusting. So we got a couple of games getting started. Let's look at the ones from games past, and then we'll get to Oklahoma, Auburn. Maryland not only covers, they win for us, beating Wisconsin 27-10. TCU, they cover for us, winning 35-24 over SMU. Louisville wins 40-17. South Florida blows out South Carolina State, and Virginia Tech blows out Wofford. All right, let's find this Oklahoma. Let's click on the Gamecast to get that sucker up. We will be keeping an eye on Syracuse Clemson because I did take Syracuse plus 17.5, but it's looking good right now. It's looking really good. Here, we'll keep here. Let's go back to the chat. Lance, go Auburn. Well, I took Auburn minus 6.5. I took NC State money line. That is kind of a clincher right there. How we like in Oklahoma. I'm liking Oklahoma today. I like Auburn, but if I'm Oklahoma, I'm stacking the box. Jackson Darnold proved that you could win with the downfield ball. We haven't really seen him downfield much, so I want to see him prove it first. So, yeah. So, Memphis shocking Arkansas. Memphis, by the way, they're 4-0. That was a good get for us. Dude, guys, we hit the morning slate of games. We hit it. We hit Memphis. We hit TCU. What was the other one I had? I mentioned Syracuse. Looks like we're gonna hit that one. And then what was that other morning one? Oh, we hit Maryland. How can I forget Maryland, dude? Maryland. Love what they're doing there. What's the best college game today? I was hoping it was going to be Utah, Texas Tech. Unfortunately, I would say I'm very excited for Illinois, Indiana tonight. I got a little money on Oklahoma, Ole Miss money line. Yeah, you took. Yeah, you took. You took Ole Miss money line. I took Tulane plus 12.5. Let's go over some of my bets before we actually get into the thick of things. I took Tulane plus 12.5 was a bit of a scary one. And look, I mean, Ole Miss already charging down the field. But Tulane, they're coming off back-to-back wins against Power 4 teams. I think they can cover. This could be also, maybe it's not, but a look-ahead spot for Ole Miss. The thing is, Ole Miss also destroys their non-conference opponents. So it's kind of a, you know, I like Oklahoma minus 6.5. Nebraska, Michigan State. It's a tough one for me. Look at that. Nebraska ends up becoming the favorites late here, but I don't know. That's one preferably I won't want to touch. But if you were gonna tell me, I would pick Michigan. I really like NC State money line. I really, really do over Duke. My favorite bet on the board, I think, is coming up here. It's Washington minus 20.5 against Washington State. Keep in mind, Washington State getting destroyed by North Texas last week. I know it's a rivalry game, but I think Washington's going to use this to gear up for Ohio State. That's a lot of points that Illinois is not getting. I think Illinois is a good team. They're a veteran team too. I think preferably I just want to watch the Illinois Indiana game, but I think plus 6.5 is not a bad go. I like Miami minus 6.5. If you really like Miami, take it up to minus 9.5. I think that's it for the day, really. Oh no, I really like Michigan State plus 19.5. USC coming. I know it's at home, but coming off a game where it's like they didn't look convincing against Purdue. Michigan State's been good this year. I don't think Michigan State wins, but I think they cover. I think they cover. The game of the day, Michigan, Nebraska. Could be, man. Could be. All right, man. Here comes Oklahoma. About to get this game started and going. Devon A-Chain is expected to play Sunday versus. Oh, I said Devon A-Chain. DeAndre Swift is expected to play versus the Cowboys. All right, here comes Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner. I got Oklahoma minus 7. Izzy, you mean like basically minus 6.5, right? That's what I assume. Oh, I didn't know Kitna's boy was the quarterback over at UAB. Pardon me if I haven't watched a lot of stinking UAB this year. Thoughts on Chris Brazzer? I don't know Chris Brazzer. So how does that work when you bet just 7 flat? Because typically you got a 0.5 in there. Dang, I included Tulane in a few of my parlays. Don't love to see it. I think I included in both of my big parlays. Oh, good. I didn't include Tulane in my 8-legger. I got scared off. But I did include it in my 9-legger. Yeah, we'll see how Tulane does. Oh, I mean, Ole Miss has a good track record of beating up on their non-conference opponents. You got Nebraska plus 3.5. You must have got them early. You must have got them early because they're now 1.5 point favorites. Oh, Chris Brazel? Oh, Eric. Eric, I talked about Chris Brazel in my stock report earlier this week if you want to go check it out. Don't have to necessarily check it out now, but I did talk about him. If it's a 7 on the nose, it's a wash. Oh, that sucks. So it's basically like you're betting it minus 7.5. Yeah, you bet that sucker down to minus 6.5. Miami 7.5. Yeah, no, I bet Miami. So either this is what I'm thinking for Miami. Either I like Miami. It's at home. I took them minus 7.5 or minus 6.5 and one. And then I was like, you know what? I really like them though. I also took them in another parlay minus 9.5. So now that you've watched them firsthand, where would you put Texas Tech's D line nationally? Ooh, that's a good question. It's in the top 5. We're about to kick off the Auburn Oklahoma game. Auburn's got a really good defensive line in their own right. It's definitely in that spectrum. As we get the kickoff here. Hey, look at that. Syracuse, Clemson, they're back and running. All right, we get a return here about at the 24, the 23. Auburn's going to start with the football. As Norman is booing Jackson Arnold. Oklahoma's got a pretty good offense or defensive line in their own right. Also, guys, if you're in, whether it be over at YouTube or on the X, if you're on X, hit the heart. Strong like Mia. We're raising money for the American Heart Association. Or if you're on the YouTube, hit that thumbs up. All right, Arnold, he's looking to run. I imagine they're going to have a spy on Arnold. But look at him. He drops back, and he's actually looking around. I don't mind it. Trent Seller is Ian's head coach, too. Huh. But yeah, now Texas Tech is certainly a top 5 defensive line unit in the country. That Alabama defensive line has a lot of talent, too, and they're going to get healthy with Tim McKeenan coming back next week. Ooh, good stop there on the run. Going to get a 2-yard pickup, set up a 3rd and 5. I would imagine. 3rd and 6? They got David Stone, almost a Spartan. Officially 3rd and 7 down at their own 26. Arnold, the crowd is loud. He's talking. This is a very good offensive line for Auburn. He's stepping back. Good pocket, got time, but pressure gets to him. He held on the ball for too long. Sack by Oklahoma, and just like that, it's a 3 and out. Nebraska went for it on 4th down and got denied. Ooh, not great. Dude, Arnold holding. I mean, there's no one open, but you got. Golly. This is what I mean. We're going to get a return from Oklahoma. As he's going to be down at about their own 39. This is what I mean, though. If you're Oklahoma, you're like, you know what? Jackson Arnold, we know you can get it done on your feet. You used to play for us. Let's see if you could do it through the air. And on 3rd down, unable to do it. So we got an illegal block in the back by Oklahoma on the return. And here comes John Mateer. All right, 1st and 10 for Oklahoma at their own 30. Pistol formation. You got Deion Burks in motion, but they're going to hand it off to, I believe that's Blaylock, who had a good game last week against Temple. See if they could get someone on the ground going, not named John Mateer. They were able to last week, but if you watched that Michigan game, you knew it was a struggle. Outside of Mateer, nobody was really getting yards on the ground. 2nd and 6. Mateer stepping back. Here comes, good pass protection by Oklahoma. I thought Falk was about to get in there, but the right tackle did a solid job. Deion Burks with the reception for the 1st down. You took USC minus 18.5. That's a lot. That's a lot for a team that struggled early against Purdue and really didn't pull away till late. I know it's at home, but you got the Trojans looking ahead to Illinois potentially. That's a lot of points, Izzy. That's a lot of points, and that's a good Michigan State team. Not a great, but a good. All right, 2nd and 2 for Oklahoma. They're at their own 45. Burks down low. Mateer dropping back. Here comes extra pressure. They get him out of the pocket. Mateer's just trying to get yards with his legs, and he picks up about 5. He was able to outrun Keldrick Falk. It's going to set up a 3rd and 2. Beth Phoenix is all elite. I mean, Edge is in AEW, so I imagine Beth. I mean, I guess now she's officially on the roster. She showed up in the at All Out. Was it All Out or All In tonight? I can't recall. She showed up at the pay-per-view tonight for Edge. Is Christian aware that Edge has a father? All right, we're going to have a 4th and 1 here. Good stop by the Auburn defensive line, but looks like they might go for it here. They're lined up, but they're also slow going. Maybe they might just try to get Auburn to jump off sides. And no, they're going to go for it, and it's Mateer who breaks it outside. He's down at the Auburn 40. Nice pickup. Hey, MSU fan, this is a long game. It's a long game. Wait, are we talking about the Auburn Tigers? Because it's a long game. Oh, here comes pressure, and wow, Mateer. I thought he was just throwing it away, but he had Burks down there. Oh, man, that was almost a completion. I thought he was just throwing it away. That's a good throw under pressure. Misses the spot, but I mean, dude. Heck yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Detroit Tigers? Baseball. I'm a Marlins fan. We're out of it. I don't care about baseball anymore. All right, we got a man in motion. Mateer dropping back. Here comes the pressure again, and it's a screen. They get it out to Satanga, who I just fumbled the football. It's going the other way. He cuts it back in, and I think that's an Auburn touchdown. Fumble 6. Because Satania, keep in mind, Satania rolled over top of the defender's body. It didn't look like he was down. It's going to go to replay, but that looks like a fumble to me. Oh, I don't even know the knee got down. Oh, I mean the butt's down. Ooh. Oh, they're going to question that it's a catch? I'm questioning if it's a catch. I mean, the butt's down. The butt's down. They're not showing like the full process of the catch. I feel like the ball's secure enough to be a catch, but his butt's down. I think this isn't a touchdown either way. To me, that's a catch and he's down. Butt's down. I think it's secured enough. All right, here we go. We got the full. I mean, the ball did bounce around a little bit, but I think he secures it at the end there. But his butt comes down, the ball comes out. I think either way, yeah, sorry, Kirito. I don't think this is. I think the touchdown's coming back. What's possession? What's possession? 3 steps and a football move? 3 steps or a football move? What conference is North Texas in? I believe they're Sun Belt, right? Or maybe they're the American. No, they're the American, the AAC. Bryce says fumble. That's your opinion? Okay, they're going to roll an incomplete pass. I think regardless, there was probably a good shot that the touchdown was coming off the board. The American is loaded this year. Dude, yeah. Tulane, Memphis. Well, I don't know how Tulane's doing right now. We'll do a scoreboard in a second. Who do I got in Mizzou, South Carolina? I'm not, for one, not betting the game, not touching the game. South Carolina minus 9.5 feels like a really good number, but that's also a team that hasn't really shown you anything consistent on offense. Missouri's hot. I believe that one's at Mizzou? Or is it at South Carolina? It's at Missouri. I lean Missouri. I think they're actually a really good team. Ahmad Hardy That's going to be a name to know about at running back for the 2027 NFL draft. I lean Missouri. Who do you got winning the American? I had Tulane at the beginning of the year. If you go back to my college football predictions and top 25 prior to the season, I projected Tulane to be the winner of the American. I think Tulane's a really good team, but they got a lot of really good teams in that conference. All right, 3rd and 10 for the Sooners at the Auburn 40. Here comes the pressure. Good protection. He's rolling. He's looking, and he's dumping it down to Lewis, but incomplete. And, oh, they're calling a penalty. Holding on the defense. Oh, yeah, that's an easy call, unfortunately. You think Tulane could win today? No. But I think Tulane, there's a chance they can cover plus 12.5. I don't think Tulane wins today, though. All right, so 1st and 10 after the penalty. They're at the Auburn 30 now. There's now another flag down. Eric Douglas says, Mr. Beast offered you $352 million. However, you have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at fast food, and you only can pick one. Yeah, I'd do it. That's a lot of money. If I had to pick fast, it's like it is what it is. If I had to give up all this other food, that's a lot of money. Why wouldn't I take that? And you could eat fast food and be moderate with it and still be relatively healthy. Okay, Mateer's going to hold on to this and pick up about a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 14. I would pick Popeyes, by the way. Give me all that fried chicken. Ugh. Ooh, Chipotle. I don't really consider Chipotle fast food. They're like Subway for me. I mean, while it's fast food, I don't consider them traditional fast food. Mateer going deep. Ooh, almost had Satania. And Mateer got hit when he released that. That's not a bad thrown ball. Kirja, that's a good call out. If Chipotle is eligible, I'm taking Chipotle. So 3rd and 14 for the Sooners. They're at the Auburn 34. People will complain, oh, what a sacrifice. I could only eat here for the rest of my life. Look at all that money. Think about how much generational wealth you produce there. All right, they're going to dump it to looks like the tight end or a big receiver. It's nowhere close to the first. It's going to pick up 3, but it should set up a reasonable field goal of about 50 yards. I mean, yeah, think about all the generational wealth you establish for your family through that. And how much good you could do with that money. Like, golly, who cares? Who cares? Quit complaining. They're saying, oh, you get to. How much of a sacrifice is it really just to eat Chipotle for the rest of your life or whatever fast food? Fun fact, it's not that much of a sacrifice. It's just not. Field goal, Oklahoma's on the board, 3-0. I don't think you'd live very long eating Popeyes every day. Again, you have to eat it in moderation. I imagine I'd be allowed to have a protein shake. Maybe I can't. Maybe all I can drink is whatever they have on tap. But you could probably eat it in moderation and be all right. I mean, yeah, you could kiss being ripped goodbye. All right. If you don't know, now you know. Hit that thumbs up. Greeny, by the way, Greeny Green up in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Hit that thumbs up if you're on the YouTube. Hit that heart if you are on the X. We're doing it for a cherry today. Oh, hold on. Sorry, sending a text out. We're doing it for charity today. Any little bit counts. If you're able to give, that's awesome. That's huge. I appreciate it. We got the link. It's pinned in the chat. It's also in the description if you're on X. It's the comment in the in the stream. Here for my victory lap about how bad Klubnik is. Also, as Broshmo's arch nemesis, 50-50. I mean, Klubnik hasn't been impressive, but I don't think he's been horrible. Is he the top quarterback in this class? No. But I think there's enough there to be a day 2 prospect. But yeah, he's been underwhelming. He hasn't really been helped out by the offense. The defense has been underwhelming as well. Speaking of which, I think it's time for a scoreboard presented to you by the American Heart Association. If you can give, that would be awesome. Donation links. Again, I'm going to keep pointing this out because we're doing this because I want y'all to help. I already put my money where my mouth is. I've dropped $500 of my own money, 530 technically. So any little bit be awesome. All right, we got Syracuse. They're up 27-14 on Clemson. Tennessee rolling. Central Michigan rolling. Oregon only up 14-7 on Oregon State. Florida State, they essentially have a bye. They're up 21-7 on Kent State. Ole Miss looks like they're about to go in for another score here. Yep, they go up 10-0 on Tulane. Tulane, get it together. Michigan and Nebraska tied up at 0. Notre Dame, Purdue, they're tied up at 7, but Notre Dame about to score. They're at the goal line there. Central Florida is up 7-0 on North Carolina. UConn's up 10-0 on Ball State. Liberty, James Madison, they're tied up at 3 apiece. Eastern Michigan and Louisiana, they're tied up at 7. Buffalo's up 7-0 on Troy. Got a tied ball game, 0-0. Toledo, Western Michigan. Gardner-Webb, they're up 14-3 on a good Ohio team. What the heck? Ohio, man, maybe they got really let down by last week's game. But NC State, Duke just kicked off. NC State starting with the football. Learning Texas Tech won because of college game day curse. LOL. They all took Utah. Yeah, no, I knew I was never touching that game. Never touching that game. I was more tempted. I was more tempted to take the under, which I don't know if I think it didn't hit. I think it was 49.5 and wasn't the final score like 50, 51. Arnold going deep. He's got a man and it's underthrown, but he adjusts and gets it. That's Cam Coleman. You're going to hear his name a lot in the 2027 draft cycle. What a play by Cam Coleman. I mean, honestly, if you're Jackson Arnold, you just got to throw it down there. It's like Singleton somewhere, Arnold or Coleman somewhere. Final score was 44. Oh, okay. So it did hit the under. Nice. All right, dropping back Arnold again. Oh my gosh. Didn't see the safety breaking down. Tried to get a quick slant. That's what happens. You predetermine the read. If you think the safety is playing back, then you're going to try to force it in there. But the safety was indeed not playing back. He was breaking underneath. Scary. Lagway and Arch have already thrown an interception. Well, we're 3 games into the season for most teams. Most quarterbacks have thrown interceptions. They haven't looked good. I wasn't that high on Lagway. Lagway, I'm not even looking at him until 2027. He's not eligible. I didn't even include Arch in my dang, Singleton dropping that one. Almost dropped it into the hands of the defender. But Arch, I didn't even include him in my preseason quarterback rankings just because the sample size was too small and there's a good chance he's returning. So I just saw a short about a woman who is 5'3" saying she could be Jeepers Creepers in a fight. She could beat Jeepers Creepers in a fight? That's weird. That's interesting. All right, we got 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. Arnold going to have to do it through the air here. Here comes the pressure. He's scrambling out. He's going to try to do it with his feet. And, oh, he did it. Dude. Oklahoma, why don't you have a spy on him? Force him to beat you with his feet. You got a 3-man rush. You do have a guy as a spy who took a terrible angle. Horrible angle there by Heineke. But he picks up the first down with his feet. Do you think Mendoza shows out against Illinois' defense? He's QB1. He could be QB1. Again, this draft class, we're just all waiting for a quarterback to step up. This is the first taste of competition for Mendoza and Indiana. Oh, nice broken tackle by the running back, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 36. Yeah, that's another big reason why we're streaming Indiana, Illinois tonight. I've kind of watched a little bit of Mendoza this year, but it's like I need to see better. I need to see him against better competition. Let's see how he steps up tonight. All right, dropping back. Arnold going over the middle, and he gets a guy. He gets a guy. It's a first down. And that's... I don't know who caught that, but there's a flag at the end of the play. Told you Texas Tech would win. Yeah, you and Kirito. That's Simmons. Simmons. Face mask on the defense. Who had the face mask? Gentry Williams. No. Everyone said Utah had a great defense. They got a good defense. Do you see what do you mean? That defense was really good in the first half. And when your offense is doing nothing, yeah, your defense is going to give up some big plays. Like, that's a good defense. Oh, there we go. Running back inside the 5 now for Auburn. Literally, we should not be taking shots at the Utah defense. That is the last thing you should be taking shots at. Like, the Utah defense lost the game. Are we serious? Everyone said they had a great defense. Utah's offense was trash. You don't look at just the points allowed. What's that offense doing? All right, Arnold's going to run for it, and good stop there by the Oklahoma defense. I don't know the rapper. Youngie Ace? But that's kind of cool. A good defense can win you games. That's not right. We've seen Super Bowl teams win with a good defense, a great defense, and a moderate offense. That offense just has to be able to move the ball at points. For goodness sake, the Chicago Bears went to a Super Bowl based off of great defense and a moderate offense. Utah's offense wasn't good. They weren't average. They were subpar. They could not move the football. All right, Auburn gonna hit the field goal here to tie up the ball game. 3-3. If you didn't know, now you know. Xavier Worthy out for tomorrow's game for the Chiefs. So Matabuke not playing for the Lions. I believe we covered that in the first stream. So we got a tied up ball game. We're going to go over, do a quick scuttlebutt. I'm hoping to see some life from Tulane. All right. Syracuse, they're still up 13 on Clemson. Oregon's only up by 7 against Oregon State. That game's about going to half. Florida State's rolling through. Kent State. Ole Miss is up 10-0 on Tulane. I would like to see some life from Tulane. That would be nice. Michigan's up 3-0 on Nebraska. Notre Dame's up 14-7 on Purdue. Don't look now. Bill Belichick down 10 versus the Knights. UConn's up 10-7 on Ball State. A couple of tied up games here. Hey, Ohio got a touchdown. Let's go. Hey, NC State, they're up. Wow, with the 75-yard touchdown. But it looks like Duke's about to answer back and tie the ball game up. But NC State is up 7-0. Watch out, CJ. Okay, they did just score a touchdown. Tied up ball game, Duke NC State. Watch out. CJ Bailey, man's been slinging, dude. He had a big game against Wake Forest. Is BYU money line a trap? Who does BYU have? Was it like Hawaii or something? Oh, East Carolina. I wouldn't bet BYU, but I mean, in theory, they should win, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd take them to cover. I think they should win. It's not a bad BYU team, but they're figuring it out at quarterback with the Retzloff over at Tulane now. Hey, Michigan just scored a 37-yard touchdown. Bryce Underwood. They go up 10-0. Dude, Tulane's making me queasy right now. I really hope they don't get boat raced. Miami money line. Miami minus 6.5, baby. I made another parlay where I took them minus 9.5. I'm confident. Chiefs going 0-4. Chiefs will be fine. I think Chiefs will be fine. They're also going to be getting relatively more healthy. Bengals about to be the worst 3-0 team you've seen in your life. Brown is not a bad backup quarterback, though. You probably don't bet Miami now, huh? No, I bet Miami, dude. Oh, I bet Miami. I bet Miami, boy. Boy. Yeah, no, Florida, like, I don't know. I don't know how much faith I have in Florida to cover anything. They've just been let down after let down, week after week. You would think last week they would clap back in a do or die game against LSU. Now they travel to Miami, a team that embarrassed you a year earlier in the swamp. I don't know, man. I feel that Miami, they look like a well-oiled machine, and they're going to be able to cover tonight. Hopefully the Dolphins win. Maybe next week. We're 0-3, bruh. I do think we're better than 0-3, but we're also banged up and hurt on the offensive line and the defensive backfield. Jaron Kanik picking up the first down there, or are they going to spot him down a yard short? 2 yards short, 2nd and 2. Kanik emerging as a potential draft prospect. Probably more of a day 3 guy, but still. All right, we got 2 backs in the backfield here. And we're going to get a handoff and a sweep to Satania, who's going to lose yards. Couldn't get that corner down at about the 28. So now that sets up 3rd and long, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. I mean, the Dolphins aren't bad. We're banged up. We're hurt. We need to be playing better. They looked good in the first half and honestly in the 3rd quarter of that Buffalo game. But let's be honest about the Dolphins. At best, they're a fringe wild card team that's not going to win in the first round. It's not a great place to be. All right, here comes Folk with the pressure. Mateer steps up, but nowhere to be found. That was great pressure by Folk. It's going to set up 4th and 6, and the punting unit's coming onto the field. Oh, Nicola to a press conference. I'm not going to repeat that. Yeah, people are giving him a lot of flack for no, I make that pass 10. I'm not taking that pass back. I would make that pass 10 times out of 10. And if you look at it, like, I don't tend to disagree. And I'll explain why in a sec after the punt here. As we're going to get a return, but he steps out of bounds at about the 36, 37. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Auburn. Essentially that was like you read either the slot defender or weak side linebacker or the linebacker. Whether you're going to the flat or you're going to hit this kind of like the hitch or the sit route. Everything else in that play is kind of window dressing. The pressure was so quick into his face that, I mean, shoot, you're going to have to make that read. You saw the linebacker trail out with the A-chain, who's going to be your flat option. So yeah, you gun it to your hitch option and it gets tipped. I think it was the Mike linebacker. It was Dotson, not Dotson. I forgot who made the pick for Buffalo, but he just kind of comes down on it. The play design wasn't great. The protection was worse. I mean, if you're Tua, what other option you have? Because with pressure coming in, with the pressure there in your face, you're forced to sit on your first read. I mean, there's always the option of, I don't know, throwing it away, and that's where Tua needs to be willing to throw it away and live to see another down, especially that late in the game. But McDaniels, bye-bye. He should be an OC. I think he'll be a good head coach one day. He's young. He'll become a more disciplined head coach, but he's a great offensive mind. Nicola, aren't you supposed to look downfield when you are taking the snap so that the linebacker doesn't read your eyes? Yeah, I mean, to a degree. When the pressure comes in so quickly, all you can do is like look at where you're throwing the ball. Tua got the snap. There's the pressure. You look at where you're going and where you're throwing the ball. Because again, you're not trying to, I guess, pre-snap, you're expecting that middle linebacker to sit, because I believe they had 2 in-breaking routes on the other side with Tyreek and whoever else. So you're expecting the linebacker to sit there on the in-breaking routes. So again, a lot of like pre-snap recognition, trying to anticipate what they're going to do. And the linebacker ended up not doing what you anticipated. So, and they're playing zone, so that took away, I think they had a corner route. I believe, wasn't it a Waddle? Waddle, I think, on the corner. Yeah, Nicola. I'm not trying to give Tua excuses there. I think you probably should throw that ball away, but if he had enough time, he probably sees that, works back to the middle of the field, seeing that they're playing zone over the top, your corner route's taken. You work back to the middle of the field and look for one of those in-breaking routes, but he didn't have that time. Because dude, who was playing at right tackle for us that game? Because golly, dude, Russo and Epinesa ate. Oh, Darnold trying to run, but he gets sacked. That's Heineke. Heineke playing that quarterback spy this game. All right, here we go. Oh, it was Larry Borum. Yeah, he got demolished. Oh my gosh, Jonas Avenea had a terrible game. Allowed 5 pressures. Ugh. Yeah, dude. And then, I mean, dude. All right, Arnold, airing it deep. He has a guy, and he throws it too far ahead of him. 4th and 11. Misses. I believe that was Cam Coleman. Just barely. And honestly, if you're Oklahoma, I'm willing to live and die on that. Let Arnold kill us with his arm. He's not going to kill us on the ground. How's Oklahoma doing? They're fine. Tua turned the ball over, is killing my fantasy team. You shouldn't have Tua as your starting quarterback, period. I don't know what you're doing in fantasy. There's much better options. Maybe you go early to get a Hurts or a Daniels or something, or shoot, late. You could have got Dak Prescott. Jared Goff's always a solid fantasy option. Tua would never be in my starting lineup unless I had injury or a bad matchup. I'm just saying. The right guard getting blown up by Deion Walker, was that caused it? Oh, okay. I knew it was the right side. I couldn't remember if it was right tackle, right guard. I don't know if you know this, being a Dolphins fan, I just try to forget stuff. Why live? Why wallow in sorrow? All right, we got a handoff here. Oh, good pickup there. Is that Blaylock? 7-yard gain from Blaylock. Yeah, and I think we had 2 different players in there playing right guard in that game too. Again, the offensive line is hurt. The cornerback room is hurt. The Dolphins aren't in a good place. And the defensive backfield is not good to begin with. We're not getting as much pressure as we should. We have better players. We should be getting more pressure. There's a lot going on. Even if we were getting pressure, I don't think we're doing a good enough job to take advantage of pressure anyway. At Broshmo, by the time I realized I didn't have a quarterback, he was the only good one left. That's fair, Eric. Was it? I thought Dak was getting taken late, though. Maybe he wasn't. Fun fact, too, Dak, Chicago this week, should put up some points. Hey, at least we can draft Lenore Sellers in 2026. That's what I'm saying. I released a video this week talking about the Dolphins, what they should probably do. And I would just treat Tua as a bridge quarterback. Why not treat Tua as a bridge quarterback? Some people were like, no, get off the contract now. No, because if you draft a rookie, I don't think I want a rookie to start with as many questions we have on the offensive line with us. We're gonna Tyreek Hill not gonna be on the team in 2026. Just saying. So what? We're only gonna have Jalen Waddle really there. I don't want to start our new franchise quarterback in that environment. Just keep Tua so we can develop the guy and not put him in a terrible situation. You love Lenore Sellers. He's so good. He needs to play more consistently, though. He's got great tools. I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Broshmo is back. Josh. Stop. No, my kids and wife are at a birthday party. Stop. If I was going to hit anybody, it'd be Gojo. That's not true. I love Gojo. Gojo, I think he's a Georgia fan. Because I kind of make jokes about, like, we know Gojo's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and I make jokes about him being a bandwagon fan. And I think he was going to bandwagon on a team, it'd probably be Georgia. They've been they're like one of the most consistent teams ever. He's probably a big Kirby Smart guy. Oh, big stop by Auburn's defense on 3rd and 2. They try to pass it out. Comes up short. Oh, Joe, I thought you were insinuating me. I thought it was like, Joel, I thought it was like quotation. I thought you just didn't put the quotation marks in there, but it was meant to be read with quotation marks. Joel, don't do that. The only time you should not even hit, but not even a hand. You shouldn't be laying a hand on your children. If you're going to discipline them, you do it with like a spatula or something. You don't hit them hard. You're not like, just enough to be like, hey, that's bad. You shouldn't do this. I don't want to do this. I want you to be a good kid. I need you to understand what you did wrong here and that there's going to be consequences for your actions. And after you give them the little tap, maybe they cry, they're a little disappointed. You tell them how much you love them and how you don't want to do that. I'm just saying, I'm a decent father. I'm not saying beat the crap out of your kids. Never. Bust out the hainer. Oh, okay, Adrian Peterson. All right, we got the punt here. Whoa, what a boot. What the heck? Oh, no. And that was Simmons, who goes to field the ball. And he should have just let that one go. What are you doing? He returns it from the end zone. I bet you the minute he caught that, he looked down, he saw the red of the end zone. He was like, ah, crap. I got to get out of here. Woof. What a bad play. Yo, let's talk about the kickers and the punters coming out here with the big foots. Golly. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. Here comes pressure, and he's going downfield, and he's got a guy. What a catch. That's Cameron Coleman. Cam Coleman. Literally, I think that's what Jackson Arnold has to do. If they're gonna take away my feet, they're gonna put pressure. You throw the ball down there saying Cam Coleman somewhere. That's what you got to do. Big gain, 40 yards. He limps off the field, but he looks to the coach and says, I'm fine. I just need a break. So this is exactly, honestly, if I'm Oklahoma, this is the way I kind of want to go down. This is how I want my defense to go down. I'm not going to be beat by Jackson Arnold's feet, and he's going deep again, and that's this time to Fields, but it's out of bounds. That's what I'm saying. Just beat me with your feet. No, my bad. You're not beating us with your feet. You're going to have to do it with your arm. If you do it with your arm, then crap. It is what it is. Or at the very least, this first half, prove that you could beat us with your arm. Oh, there's a false start there. We're going back. It's going to be 2nd and 15 from Auburn's own 38. Oh, hey, coach. All right, here comes 2nd and 15. Oh, no, another false start. Oh, this feels like the Texas Tech Utah game all over again. Second and 20. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. If you're in the YouTube chat, hit that heart. If we're on the X. If you're on the X, go ahead and repost it. Sounds like my family is now home. All right, here we go. 2nd and 20. I imagine this might be a run or maybe a quick pass to get some yards to make it 3rd and manageable. Oh, Mason. Oh, Jackson Arnold stepping up, but they got him covered. No, they're going to throw a flag. Marvin Jones. Oh, Jackson Arnold going to slide, and I really thought Marvin Jones was already coming in for the tackle. Michigan defense is destroying Raiola. Oh, they're calling a horse collar? That might be fair. That might be fair. Oh yeah, that's a horse collar. That's a horse collar. That's a good call. Hi, little Ari. Oh, little construction. You look so cool. Man, you got some stickers? That's so sick. Here, I'm working in here, so I'm gonna close the door, okay? I love you, little girl. All right. After Again, after shooting themselves in the foot, they catch a break here. 1st and 10 from their own 47. You got Coleman in motion, and they're gonna they're gonna fake hand it off to him. And another flag. Oh my gosh, this game's getting sloppier quick. What are we doing here? They're calling holding now. This time on the right guard. So you had the right tackle, right guard, and left guard commit a penalty this drive. All right, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Okay, Gojo, I hear you, bud. Here comes the pressure and sack. Is that Halton? No, Stone with the sack. Dang. Got hit. Hit with the looping defender on the inside. Florida State put up 35 in the first quarter. How's that even possible? Oh! Auburn gets a break there as Preston Howard drops the football. Not perfectly passed, but in his hands, and it goes through the defender's hands. All right, Gojo, you got to decide. You're in or you're out, bud. All right, 3rd and 28. I can imagine this is a run play. Yeah, you just run this and punt this. Run this and punt this. Oh, empty backfield. Nope, here comes the tight end. And I think we're going to get a timeout. And no, they're going to take the penalty. I was about to say, why are you going to waste a timeout on 3rd and 28? Or did they waste a timeout on 3rd and 28? Why in the world would you waste a timeout on 3rd and 28 if that is the call? I don't know if they ended up going with delay a game. All right, scoreboard. Golly, Syracuse. Syracuse, they're going into the 4th quarter. It's 34-14. Clemson, what a disappointment. Oregon's up at halftime, 21-7. Florida State's up 35-7. Wow, man. Castelliano. I'm going to call him Tommy. Even with the interception, they got 35 points in the first quarter. That's nuts. Oh, no. Tulane might be getting boat raced, boys and girls. It's 20-3. Notre Dame's up 21-10 on Purdue. So Auburn did take the penalty. I was about to say, why are you calling a timeout on 3rd and 28? That's stupid. But they didn't. They took the penalty, and yeah, you basically run it and punt it. That's what we're going to get. 4th and 33. I mean, to be fair, after starting this at your own 3-yard line, could be worse. Yeah, Bill Belichick getting cooked right now. Oh, no. Big break for Oklahoma. What happened on that punt? I shouldn't even say what happened on that punt. What happened to the punter? Was it a errant snap? Yeah, the snap's low and to the left. He's got to dodge pressure. And then he's not going to kick it. And he's down. It looked like he was just going to try to chuck it, which you should never do. But no, that is rough. Terrible snap by the long snapper. That's turnover on downs, technically. Auburn shooting themselves in the foot here. They've completely outgained Oklahoma. And these are the type of mistakes that you cannot have on the road. All right, they're going to fake the toss, and Mateer's going to hold on to it, break it to the outside. And there is a flag after the 3 to 4 yard pickup by Mateer. Looks like we got holding. It's going to set up 1st and 20. Dude, 12 penalties on the game, 6 apiece for Oklahoma and Auburn. Ugh. Want to see more discipline. All right, 1st and 20. Satania in motion. We're going to get a handoff, but it's going nowhere. Blaylock taken for a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 22 from the Auburn 24. Man, you want to, after a big break like that, you want to get a touchdown on this drive. You don't want a big break like that and then just, Mateer going to the end zone. What happened? Was Auburn not ready? Satania 24-yard touchdown, but broadcast wasn't even ready. Before you knew it, the snap was happening and Mateer was throwing it to the end zone. What just happened? Can we get a replay? Oh, man. Auburn, what are we doing? Got a 10 to 3 ball game now, Oklahoma, but defense caught sleeping. You get the quick snap, throw it deep, Satania touchdown. Oh, Deion Burks knew immediately it was a touchdown. He knew immediately. Yeah, Clemson's pretty bad, Cameron. Clemson's pretty bad. Again, shouting out, we're doing it for charity today. You could donate either the pinned comment in the chat. You could check the description if you want to give to the American Heart Association. If you're on X, it's my pinned tweet on my profile, or you can check out the comment section in the live stream. Any little bit counts, man. Any little bit counts. Cause near and dear to my heart. Let's do a scoreboard. Hit the refresh button. Hey, can't tell if Clemson's on the board or not, but it's not looking good. I don't know if that touchdown came off the board. I don't know what's going on. Come on, ESPN. Can we get some live update? All right. So Syracuse, they're on their way to victory. They're on their way to 3-1. Clemson on their way to 1-3. Woof. Loss here literally just kills any hope for the college football playoff. You are already back against the wall after the Georgia Tech loss. This kind of cements it, unfortunately. Oregon, they just started the second half. They're up 21-7 on Oregon State. Florida State's up 35-7, blowout at Kent State. I would like to see Tulane cover plus 12.5. We'll see. We'll see. Currently, Ole Miss is up 20-3. Michigan, they're up 10-3. Hey, there's still life there for Nebraska. Don't look now. Notre Dame's up 28-10 on Purdue. Currently, Bill Belichick and company getting shut out. UCF, they're up 13-0. UConn's up 10-7 on Ball State. Liberty's up 10-3 on James Madison. Louisiana's up 17-14 on Eastern Michigan. Buffalo up 7-0 on Troy. We got Ohio. They decided to play today finally. They're up 24-21 on Gardner-Webb. NC State looking to take the lead here. They're on the goal line. Tied up game against Duke 7-7. Mississippi State's up 7-3 on Northern Illinois. Defense still stinks. Yeah, it's feeling that way. Man, Auburn we saw this with Utah. It looks different. Penalties. I mean, Texas Tech had a lot of penalties. But for Auburn, it's penalties. Then you have the bad snap on the punt. And then the defense being asleep, thinking, oh, Satania's walking off the field. No, he's eligible. Got caught sleeping. All right, we're going to have a touchback. Auburn's going to start at their own 25. Oh, I think NC State just scored a touchdown. Take the lead, 14-7. But it all means nothing. Oh, that's not true. Doesn't mean as much if Tulane can't cover. 1st and 10. Arnold dropping back, and he's looking to run, and he is stuffed. They're not buying it. This is what I mean, man. If you're Oklahoma, I think you want to live and die by, hey, Jackson Arnold, beat us through the air. And he's just not. Can he do that? All right, Arnold stepping back, rolling out, looking to run it again. And he picks up about 3. It's going to be 3rd and long still. 3rd and 9. Nebraska TD. Uh-oh. We got a tied ball game. Tied ball game. Michigan, Nebraska. Bryce Underwood really wants Michigan to lose this game. Oh, is he not playing well? All right, Arnold dropping back. He throws it over the middle. I believe that's Singleton. He's going to be about 3 yards short. All right, here comes the punt unit, man. Don't goof it. And we're going to get a fair catch at the Oklahoma 19. Nicole. I mean, he's still a kid. I'm going to be nice. Yeah, he's a true freshman. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be ups and downs. Oh, man. Hey, oh, wait. Haynes, 75-yard touchdown to the house? Oh, let's take a gander. Dude, Haynes has ripped off some big, big runs this year. You want to talk about like we're waiting for like a lot of people kind of have their running backs. Like there's a top 4 in Wake Forest's Demond Claiborne. You have Nick Singleton from Penn State, Jonah Coleman from Washington. I'm a big fan of Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. He's like everybody's top back. Who's that 5th guy? Justice Haynes, man. He's coming out showing it. Watch out. I also really like Hollywood Smothers from NC State. Matter of fact, what has he got on the ground for NC State? Oh, he's not even leading them in rushing. Okay. Hey, Oregon just scored a touchdown, 13-yard pass from Dante Moore. It's his 3rd touchdown through the air today. Is Haynes in the draft this year? Yep. He's eligible. Doesn't necessarily have to come out, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's a true junior. All right, Coach, I'll let you out. We got a 1st and 10 for Oklahoma. Oh, deflected pass. Luckily, drops where no one's at. All right, we got 2nd and 10. We are going to get the handoff. I believe that's Blaylock. Picks up about 4, maybe. Set up a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. How does Kate Klubnik have no interceptions? It's 27-41, and they're losing by 20. Well, we could probably, you could look at how, like, the average depth of target. Are they trying to get a lot after the catch? Are we, oh, we got a false start. Offsides by the defense, free play. Throws over to Satania, who gets drilled, but get it out across midfield. We saw this happen exactly to Michigan last week, where they got him to jump off sides and they took a shot. Dude, Satania, way to hold on to the football. That was a mean hit. But yeah, like there's a lot of reasons. Like those incompletions could be turning up on third downs. Again, I'm not watching the game. I'm just making assumptions. Randall's also ran for 152 yards. Golly. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Clemson. I have to go look at the we could look at the play-by-play and see what's up. Oklahoma. Oh no! Mateer drops the handoff. Tried to pull it away from his teammate and he fumbled and it's a turnover. We saw Oklahoma shoot themselves in the foot last week with turnovers. But yeah, that was a great play by Crawford, who played the quarterback on the read option. Ball hits the turf, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll pick that sucker up. Oklahoma, all they did last week was shoot themselves in the foot with turnovers, and their defense kept them in it by just not allowing a lot of yards. It's kind of the same thing today. And Mateer's had those costly turnovers. All right, we're going to get a fake handoff. Arnold's going to throw this sucker away. Do you think Raiola could be the first quarterback in his class? It's going to be highly contested. I think he's going to be talked about as one of the top guys. I haven't really watched Raiola, so I couldn't give you a good eval or a good call on him, just because I know he's not eligible, so I'm not watching him until next summer. But he's certainly talked about as one of the top quarterback prospects next year. All right, 2nd and 10. Here comes some pressure. Oh, just as he's hit, he gets it away, gets it to Singleton, who picks up the first down. Nice. Do you think the tush push gets called for offensive offsides from this point forward? I think if it is offsides, they will call it. All right, they're going up tempo. They get it out quick to Singleton, who picks up like 2 or 3 yards, and Singleton got rocked. Juergens lined up over the ball. Yeah, because I mean, you want to get deep. You want to get as close to the ground as possible if you're an offensive lineman. All right, 2nd and 8. Fake the handoff. And, oh, dude, Arnold tries to step up in the pocket, but there's nothing there. They're waiting for him. Sack. And Connor Lew is down, holding his shin, his lower leg. When do you do position rankings again? I typically do it halfway through the college football season. Next couple of weeks, I'm going to start moving my rankings up and down. So you're gonna see. Right now, it's still my summer evals with occasional evals I've done this year. So you're gonna see some movement in the next 2 weeks as I go position by position. Because typically you want to wait till some of the big games have been played. And now I think this week's kind of starts that. We start to see some of those big matchups. So you're going to see that movement if you have the draft guide, which, hey, let's run the draft guide promo. I'll answer that question when I come back from our promo.
We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics. And it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged.
All right. Yeah. Promo. So I think probably Philip, to answer your question, when's the best, or in my opinion, when should I start reading your evals for the draft? I think the moment you get it, you should probably go through it. I think if you've already gone through it over the summer, if you see any player movement, I would go read it because then it's going to have some updated information. So if you were like, oh, this player was, let's say, a first rounder, now he has him as like a top 100 player or return to school, then I'm going to add some stuff on why that player got moved down or even moved up. So I think those are like, if you get it at any point during the season or even after the college football season, you're going to have a lot of movement after the Senior Bowl, movement after the combine, movement to some degree. So I think it kind of depends, Philip. If you've already gone through evals, some of the evals I have in there, I wouldn't reread them until you see player movement. If you just got it, I think it's still profitable for you as a draft fan to read it. Even if it's like, oh, I haven't touched the eval since the beginning of summer, because then it still gives you general feel on, okay, should I be watching this player or not? All right, Connor Liu off the field now. Hopefully it's not a big time injury, but Jackson, he's got time. And here comes now the pressure. He saw nothing deep and sacked. We can say it like this: every time a player moves, I should look at the eval if there's something new. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing. Like if you notice, okay, this player moved, or oh, this, yeah. You'll know who gets new evals because they didn't have a draft projection prior. But yeah, if you see player movement, then I would check out maybe why that player dropped or why that player rose. All right, punt. We got a fair catch, and they're going to let it drop. No, Satania picks it up and runs directly out of bounds. So Oklahoma, man, they're going to get the ball back, man. Northern Illinois, by the way, if you didn't know, they're up 10-7 on Mississippi State. That was another game I saw people like potentially be like, hey, maybe you should take Northern Illinois plus the points. I was a coward. Please look in the Nebraska-Michigan game. I'll pull it up on my phone. How about that? And we're going to get a handoff. And that's Barnes who gets back to the line of scrimmage. Wait, did Nebraska just score on 4th and 11 with no time? That's insane. It's tied up at 7. Yeah, they're celebrating. And Nebraska has 17. They're going to the locker room tied up. Rayla doing his best Aaron Rodgers impression. Oh, was it a Hail Mary? Oh, Mateer scrambling, throws this one away. Oh, wow. They just nailed the Hail Mary for a touchdown. That's nuts. So we got a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 for the Sooners. This is also the thing with Oklahoma. You want to be able to sustain some of these drives so you can like kind of benefit your defense for making these stops. Give them a breather too. Oklahoma calling a timeout here. That was one of the worst clock managements I have seen, and he just throws a Hail Mary and scores. Rough. Rough if you're Michigan. NC State's up 20-7, by the way. I'm telling y'all, man, I liked a money line. That's why it's on the board here. All right, here comes 3rd and 10. Dropping back. Here comes extra pressure. Mateer going over the middle, just out of the reach of Kanik. Would have been a first down. Man, Oklahoma's defense is playing really good, and you got to sustain drives. Give your defense a chance, even if you're not scoring. Being able to get something, because you're also giving Auburn good field position. Dang, Malachi Fields had the big touchdown to start the game. All right, here comes the Auburn offense. Can they get something going? Going to get a quick screen to Singleton, tackled in the backfield. Seven sacks today for the Oklahoma defense. Golly. I don't know if I feel that's completely on the offensive line either, because Arnold, when he is back there, he's holding on to it for a long time. All right, gets it out to Singleton, gets out across midfield down to about the Oklahoma 44. Okay. Down at the 43, 1st and 10. Arnold making some adjustments at the line. Oh, looks like there was a false start there on the right tackle. False start on Jeremiah Wright. Or at least they called it on Jeremiah Wright. First and 5 from the Oklahoma 48. And Arnold's going to hand this sucker off, and oh, it's going to be a first down. Nice pickup on the ground. All right, 1st and 10 here for Auburn. We got 2.5 minutes left to play in the half. And dropping back. Here comes pressure. Arnold stepping up, dumps it to the running back for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, depending on the spot. And it looks like they're going to take this sucker to the 2-minute timeout. They have 3 timeouts remaining. So officially 2nd and 3. Nice pickup. All right, we're going to 2-minute timeout. So let's do a quick scubud. Smash that refresh button. 5 minutes left to play. Clemson down 13. It's 34-21. Syracuse. Oregon, they're about to go in for another score. They're up 28-7 on Oregon State. Florida State, they're also in scoring position. They're up 35-7. Game is delayed. Oh, Ole Miss got a field goal right before half. Get it together, Tulane. They're going to kill a couple of my parlays, unfortunately. But Ole Miss is up 23-3. Ole Miss, I'm just lost when to bet them. I think Ole Miss is a team I'm just taking off my radar altogether in terms of betting them for the rest of the year. I took them last week to cover 8.5. They choked it at the end of the game. And then this week, I'm like, I know they're good against non-conference opponents, but I like this Tulane team. And to be fair, that Tulane team, they came alive in the second half. Maybe they could bring it close because it's not like I need them to win. I just need them to not lose by 13 or more. And then we got a tied up game, Nebraska, Michigan. Notre Dame's up 28-13. That game is also delayed. Bill Belichick, they're on the board. Central Florida is still up 13-3. A couple of these other games have gone to halftime from the group of 5. NC State, they're up 20-7. Dude, look, Bailey's having himself a game. 4 of 16 for 205 and 3 touchdowns. Mississippi State, they have retaken the lead. They're up 14-10 on Northern Illinois. Georgia Tech they're up 7-0 real early against Temple. They should win that pretty convincingly. So I heard there was a big injury. Oh, Cade Klubnik just got intercepted. Woof. I heard there was a big injury for Syracuse. Honestly, if I'm being real, I might. I don't know. Yeah, once that Nebraska Michigan game kicks back off, I'm gonna put that on my phone for my viewing experience. Let me shout out. We're raising money for charity today for the American Heart Association. We got 1 donation in. I'm hoping for more. If you got a giving heart, it'd be much appreciated, much obliged. You could find the link to donate. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You could also get a shirt. Check the description. Also, if you're on the X, those links are available in. I made a comment in my stream. Oh, trip up Singleton, but he's still up. He's inside the 20, down about the 15. First down. Klubnik, first overall pick, 100% confirmed. Nah, dude. Klubnik's having a rough go with things. And to be fair, I don't feel like Then again, I can't really say anything from the Syracuse game. Haven't watched it, but he hasn't been getting help from his offense, at least in the build up to the Syracuse game. I am happy Syracuse is going to cover plus 17.5. All right, 1st and 10 from the 16. We're going to get a handoff here. Good stop by Oklahoma. Maybe gets a yard. We got a timeout from Oklahoma looking to get the ball back. Peter Woods has 2 yards rushing in that game. That coaching staff is losing their mind. That was probably like a goal line play, though. All right, 2nd and 10 for Auburn. You got our Mason Thomas is off the field. He's on the bike, might be working out a cramp or something. Oklahoma showing blitz. And no, they bring some. They're going to the corner. Oh, man. Yeah, there was a lot of contact there. Trying to get it out to Coleman. Here comes the flag. Going to be automatic first down, half the distance to the end zone. Oh, no. Flag in the backfield? Oh, no. Roughing the passer. Come on. Oh, no. Oklahoma. So now Auburn's going to be down at the 2. Oh, yeah. Coming off the blitz. You can't hit Arnold high on that. Trying to deflect the pass, but come on. All right. Auburn, they have been 10-10 in the red zone. I hate roughing the passer. Worst penalty. It's not a great one. Got to run back in motion. They're going to hand this sucker off. And Alston gets to about the line of scrimmage trying to break that outside. Oklahoma calling another timeout. I mean, it's 2nd and goal. If they want to, I mean, what? I guess if Auburn scores on this play, then you get the ball back with over a minute left. Okay, cool. But hey, if you're Auburn, you don't score on this play, then yeah, you're going to tick this sucker down. Tick, 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 tick. Make sure Oklahoma doesn't get a chance to do anything with it. But you also want to make sure you score. All right. 3 tight end. 1 player up top. That's Coleman. And they're going to fake hand off. And they're going to try to throw to Coleman, who catches it. Touchdown. Watch out. Coleman, that's going to probably be a top 10, top 15 pick in the 2027 NFL draft. And just like that, we're all tied up, boys and girls. And it's tied up at 10 apiece, but there's a minute 8 left. Maybe Oklahoma could get in field goal position. Yeah, good pass by Arnold there, but man, Coleman, that is tough. Dude, next year's draft class at wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, Coleman from Auburn. You're going to have Ryan Wingo from Texas. Not really having a big year, though. Ryan Williams from Bama, who's coming off a good game against really good game against Wisconsin. It's going to be a really good class. Can't wait for that Miami Florida State matchup. Yep, buddy. It will. Oh, Miami's got to get by Florida first. But man, Georgia Tech looks like they're going to be going to the ACC championship game. It's not like they have a crazy difficult schedule. Honestly, Miami, Florida, that Louisville, that's also another team to look out for. And I think all those teams have games against Clemson. All right, we're going to get a touchback. I want to take a quick look. Florida State football schedule, please. Yep, Florida State does have to travel to Clemson. Not that that's scaring anybody right now. Miami, they're going to be taking on Clemson. Oh no, Miami doesn't have Clemson. All right, the clock is ticking. Stania not out of bounds. We're down to 56 seconds. Tony successfully retained. Then Jamie joined the Triangle of Madness. Interesting. Whoa. Yeah, that's out of bounds, but what a catch by Lewis along the sideline. Oh, yeah, he bobbled it a little bit. But we got a 3rd and 1. Clock will stop briefly with a first down, so you just get the first down here. No, they're reviewing the incomplete pass. Yeah, no, that's incompletion. Excuse me. They need it. Yeah, I'm glad AEW is starting to do stuff with Hayter because she's been gone for a while. She returned in. She's been back for a minute, but they haven't really done much with her, as far as I remember. I've been kind of off and on keeping up with AEW. And it's confirmed. Incompletion, 3rd and 1. Who do you think wins the SEC at this stage? I mean, Georgia feels like a favorite. Tennessee looked really good, even losing. I can't count Alabama out of it. I mean, I think it's going to be a real dogfight. A&M's got some life. Mateer's going to hold on to it, pick up the first with his feet. Again, that stops the clock. The clock will start again when the ball is set, so you're going to want to hurry up and get it to the line. LSU, yeah, I forgot LSU. All right, Mateer stepping back, looking to go deep, but he is sacked. corralled in by Keldrick Falk for the sack, but the pressure came from Woody on a corner blitz. All right, 15 seconds left. Mateer dropping back. Slinging it over the middle. Wide open is Deion Burks, who's down past the 30. There's a flag. I guess Texas kind of has some talented players, I guess. Yeah, they need to figure out things, though. And Arch Manning needs to play better. They're calling pass interference on Satania. They're calling it Satania, calling a pick, but I thought Satania played that off pretty well because he played like he was running his route. Yeah, and Oklahoma's just going to take this into half. Yeah, I like the route Satania ran. I thought he played it off really well. And the clock will run, and they're going to take it into half. Right? Yep. Going into half. We're tied up at 10. All right, Tulane coming out, starting with the ball. I'm hoping they show some life. Oh, second half kicked off for Michigan, Nebraska as well. Let's pull up that game on the phone. Hey, we got a tied ball game going to have 10-10. Let's go. Already feeling like a better game than we had with the first slate, which, I mean, that Utah Texas Tech game was interesting. Just interesting. Right now, Michigan's got a third and some change going. Third and 3. And looking for a quick pass going the other way. Nice tackle by Nebraska to get the back out of the backfield. Fake the screen, try to go the other way with the back in the flats. Good stop by Nebraska. He came off the tight end to make that play. Nice. As Michigan will punt the ball away. We still got a delay in the Florida State, Kent State game. Again, we're at half. Michigan lost all the aura when they lost Harbaugh. Yeah, there's a little. I mean, they lost also a lot of talent to the draft. So I mean, a little bit goes that way. Oh, shoot, Casey, you dropped a $100 donation. Hell yeah. Dude, if you're still in the chat, thank you so much. That's amazing. Golly, that legitimately warms my heart, bro. Oh, thank you so much for that. Golly, dude, I didn't realize you dropped that much. That's a again, we're doing the whole stream today. We're doing this for the American Heart Association. It is a cause that's very, very dear to me. My friends are the ones running the fundraiser for the American Heart Association. I'm gonna go ahead, just read their story once again, real quick. Remember, we're doing this at the halftime of each of our streams. So I'm gonna pull that up. Let's see if I could. No, it doesn't look like I can make a better way, but I'm gonna read their story because I think it's important. They were expecting to have a baby around Christmas time, their firstborn. Unfortunately, she ended up succumbing to heart disease. But let's read their story. This is Mia. Mia was strong from the beginning. We were told at 10 weeks. Jason. I'm sorry. I'm not a pregnant woman. Some of these words go over my head. That she had a 5% chance of survival. Girl was a fighter. That's why we got the Mia Strong shirts. Those are also available. You can check the description. All funds from that go to the American Heart Association. Mia surprised everyone, continuing to grow and thrive. We learned at 18 weeks she had a complex congenital heart disease, so CHD. Her already large medical team continued to grow. Our friends and family covered Mia in prayer and shared her story. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of people praying for her health and her safety daily. We traveled to California. They're from Arizona. Again, I've known these people for 15 to 16 years. Great friends of mine. My buddy, he's a cop. And his wife, she works with the hospital over here in Arizona. But they traveled to California before birth, seeking some more specialized care. And she was born day after Christmas, pink and crying. She was perfect, although through imaging, we later learned her diagnosis, including TAPVR, mild HLH, HS, ASD, so a variety of different problems there. Although Mia had several extremely complex heart and anomalies. Golly, dude, my English education getting exposed here, right? She did incredibly well in her first week of life. They steadily decreased her oxygen support until she was on room air. We got to hold her, talk with her, read to her, get to know her during the time. She was so intelligent, beautiful, and strong. Folks kept telling us how strong we were being, so content and joyful. We quickly adopted the phrase strong like Mia as our response. We were just so grateful to God that she was doing well. We had been preparing for months for the worst case scenario. She brought us the greatest joy. This time with her was truly a gift. Then Mia's status began to change rapidly. She rapidly began to decline. She had episodes of oxygen desaturation that progressively got worse and were harder to recover from. Mia underwent open heart surgery at just 11 days old. Although the TAPVR repair was successful, Mia's other vital organs began to shut down. While on ECMO with her chest still open, she became sicker and sicker. She was so critically ill that her body did not recover. She passed away shortly after New Year's on the 10th. We miss our daughter tremendously. We're very thankful for the care she received and the support of our community. Together, we are committed to raising awareness and critical funds to build a brighter future for those affected by CDC. So again, that's what we're raising money for today, guys. So any little bit counts. If you got some spare change, Shoot. Send a donation there. Again, I got the links up. We got one very grateful donation already from Casey. So any little bit counts, man. Again, this is very near and dear to me. I want to make a difference. And we got RFK knows the Colts will go 20-0 for Jim Irsay. Hey, like the stream. Appreciate it. If you can repost it if you're on the X. Looks like you're on the YouTube, though. And again, if you can take part and give a little bit, it's always much appreciated. Much obliged. Let me get the scoreboards back up here. As man, Tulane, they're on the struggle bus. Looked like they were trying to score a touchdown in the red zone there. I'm almost tempted to put that game on just because I got money put away in that game in a couple of my parlays. I thought Tulane would do good. Yeah, that one was one of my tougher calls. Figuring, do I go with Ole Miss? Ole Miss typically destroys their non-conference schedule, or do I ride Tulane, who's coming off back-to-back wins against Power 4 teams? They're a good squad. They're a good team. That one tore me. But, I mean, I like the points enough at plus 12.5. Probably should have bet that up to plus 13.5 if I'm being honest. And, I mean, if you're going to bet it up to plus 13.5, you might as well bump it up to plus 14.5. That way you're covering 2 touchdowns. But right now they are down 20. Hopefully they could get something going and they could cover some bets for us. But Oregon, they have extended that lead by 31. They're up 38-7. Dante Moore with 4 touchdowns through the air. Looking at some of the other stuff going on today, dude. The Knights, they're just rolling. They're steamrolling Bill Belichick and company. Toledo, they're out 13-0 on Western Michigan. Western Michigan searching for their first win of the season. Dude, Duke has come rallying back. They have taken the lead prior to halftime, 21-20. What's going on there? Let's shift over to the box score. Oh, buddy. I actually want to go to the play-by-play. They must have scored on back-to-back drives. So, interception. Ooh, turnovers are going to kill you. So, yeah, back-to-back touchdown drives, but the interception, crucial. Let's see this. And it was returned for 67 yards. Golly. Ooh-wee. Not great. Not great. Oh, man. So that's 2 interceptions from CJ Bailey. I would try to see to get the run game going, right? What have they done on the ground if you're NC State? Do they got the backup quarterback in? Oh, Smothers, only 8 carries for 7 yards. Here, I'm going to take a quick look at that, see what's up with CJ Bailey. On a side note, Michigan close to midfield. They got a 3rd and 3 opportunity. Okay, I don't see anything about him being hurt. Okay. Kent State losing by 35. Yeah, Kent State hasn't been a good team for a minute, though. Idaho might beat San Jose State. That's not a terrible San Jose State team, though. They're not good. Bill Belichick carried by Tom Brady conversations all day tomorrow on ESPN. All right. So 1st and 10 for Michigan at midfield. Underwood, nice throw there to, is that Klein? That is Klein. I think he's missed the last 2 games for Michigan. Kent State won tons of games last year. They did not. They lost a lot of games last year. If I remember, they were a cover machine if you took the other team plus the points. Let's see. Yeah, last year, yeah, you must have been joking. Last 2 years, they've been a combined 1-23. They've been a covering machine if you took the other team plus the points. I see we're joking around. Got it. Shoot, I might have to switch that NC State game too. All right. Underwood going to the sideline. What a catch by his receiver. Underwood needs some of his playmakers to step up, and that was a great catch there by McCulley. McCulley started to emerge a little bit last week versus Oklahoma. Oh, but is that foot out of bounds? Kent State is Julian Edelman's school. Dre Archer, too, if you remember. Oh, I think that toe might be out of bounds. Ooh, I don't know. That's close. I don't know if there's enough to reverse the call. They got the pylon cam here. Oh, dude, no, I think his foot might be in. It's close, but I think that's a catch. Yeah, it has been a massive fall from grace for Kent State. Yeah, that was a crazy catch. I don't think there's enough. There shouldn't be enough to overturn that catch. I mean, they kind they got the close up of the foot from the overtop, and it's a little more sketch, but I don't think that's enough to overturn the call. Oh, yeah, they're gonna say the toe was out of bounds, incomplete, 3rd down. That sucks. That was a beautiful catch, though. So you got a 3rd and 14 for Michigan here. Got a man in motion. Got some changing of the play going on. All right. Underwood dropping back, rolling out, and just really throwing this one away. Kind of had a guy if he threw a little more in like closer to the sideline, but yeah, dude, it's just a great slate of college football today. That's what it is. If Michigan was the home team, they would have let that slide. I don't know. I kind of stood on that being a catch. After seeing that over top angle where they were able to get a better look of it, it became more sketch to me. But since you ruled it a catch on the field, I don't think it was enough for me to overturn it. Here comes the field goal kicker to take the lead. And it is good. Michigan up 2017. Next week's going to be really good as well. That's right, Izzy. Next week's going to be a good slate of college football action as well. Going to have Oregon and Penn State going on at the same time as Georgia and Alabama. I think Duke headed into halftime with the lead, right? Yeah, they head into halftime with the lead. I don't know if CJ Bailey, because they had the backup quarterback in there for a little bit, but I didn't see anything that said he was hurt. Oh, man. Louisiana just had a pick six to take the lead. Don't forget, LSU, Ole Miss, USC, Illinois. Got some big action in the Big Ten and the SEC. What I don't like about next week is there aren't many late games. Yeah, but I mean, like, what do you mean late? You mean 10 o'clock Pacific games? They I think like the last big slate that'll go off at 7:30 Eastern, you have Georgia, Alabama. You have 9 o'clock East Coast. Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. I think that's fine. I mean, the big you're talking about these Hawaii games. Okay. Nah, I mean, you're gonna get Penn State, Oregon at 7:30, so I'm cool with that. That's a great slate. Rank the top 5 SEC teams, bro. I don't want to do that, bro. Georgia, Tennessee, LSU. Those are the first 3 teams that come to my mind. I don't want to discount Alabama. I know they haven't really faced anybody, and really next week's game against Georgia is going to tell us more. But I think maybe they're turning it on. Now that leaves maybe a Vandy, Oklahoma, but they got a tough schedule. Auburn's a good team too. Missouri. Oh, let me go with the Missouri. Texas needs to get their act together, bro. They have all the talent. They need to get their. No, Texas is wild. What has Texas showed you this year? What has Texas showed you? We just saw with Utah. A great defense could only do so much if your offense ain't going to do nothing. And right now, Texas offense ain't doing nothing. And let's be fair, it's not just Manning. Their players need to get more separation. The pass catchers aren't getting crazy separation, and they have the speed. The guys you were expecting, Wingo and Moore, no, it's their freshmen and Livingstone who's really stepping up. So we got a 2nd and 10 for Oklahoma. We're kicking off the second half here. Mateer stepping back. Here comes pressure. Mateer just throws this sucker away. They almost beat Ohio State. Yeah, in week 1. Auburn's got a player down. And if you watch that game, at no point did it feel like Texas was hanging around. At no point did it feel like they had control of that game. I don't have an injury update on Morden. He went to the locker room early in the second half. No report. No idea. Other than the 2 big games, what good games are there? I don't know what you mean by that. Other than the 2 big games, what good games are there? Like today, Illinois, Indiana. Oh, let's see. Missouri, South Carolina is a big game. Florida, Miami. Baylor, Arizona State. Like low key, don't look past San Diego State, California. San Diego State's not a terrible squad. They could get boat raced, which is one of my favorite terms. But San Diego State, they got some draft eligible prospects. They're not half bad. So I would look for something in that game. All right, so we got 3rd and 10 for Oklahoma. Mateer dropping back. Ball is batted. Luckily goes in the hands of nobody. So we're going to get a 3 and out. No, I meant other than the Huskers and the Sooners, what good games are on right now? Right now? Michigan, Nebraska. I think what you already mentioned that, right? Oh, let's see. I mean, there's some good group of 5 action. Dude, Duke, NC State. I would throw that up there. Golly. There's a lot. There's quite a few interesting prospects in that game, dude. Yeah, it looks like Tulane just crapped the bed for us, or crapped the bed for me. So I just need NC State to pull through. I need Oklahoma to pull through. Yeah, Michigan State, USC, low key could be a pretty solid game. Arch was 44 completion percentage against UTEP. Okay, Arch, I see you. What did I tell you? I don't know what you told me, Cameron. Is Liberty good? I mean, they lost some guys last year. I don't know exactly who's on their team this year. They're well coached. All right. Oh, batted ball on 1st down for Jackson Arnold. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Liberty is 1 and 2. I told you I haven't watched Liberty. I just know that they got a good coach. They've lost a lot of guys via the transfer portal after last year, especially. Liberty was actually a good team. If you saw them have a point spread of anything larger than like 6.5, then take the other team. All right, fake the handoff. Here comes the pressure. Arnold didn't see it coming. That's a sack. What was that? R. Mason Thomas? I'll get you in a sec, Gojo. Yeah, that was R. Mason Thomas. To be fair, Chaplin didn't do a bad job. Arnold just held onto the football and just turned into a statue. Golly. Oh, who's your Heisman favorite right now? It's kind of a tough call. Probably. I mean, you could throw Mateer. I know Mateer was a hot name. I think he became the leader. Carson Beck, low key, don't look now. All right. We got a fair catch. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stania getting run into by his player, but able to secure the catch. Huskers are blowing the game. Oh, Jordan Marshall just had a Russian touchdown. Was it a Russian touchdown? Yep, Russian touchdown. Ripped a massive one. So what? Those are now touchdown runs of 70 and 50 plus yards. Golly. Maryland Terrapins gave Wisconsin the belt. Not surprised. Hey, I bet them plus 10.5. You think Miami has a chance of winning the Natty? I'm feeling better about them. Ananias coming in here. Let's go Ducks. Dude, it was Oregon State. Let's calm down. Oregon State got pounded by Texas Tech last week. Yeah. Big game for Oregon next week, though. Penn State traveling to Happy Valley. Carson Beck revenge game against Georgia. That would be fun. I think the most fun would be Georgia home field advantage. Taking that on at home. But then again, if that would mean Miami probably lost out. Miami or Georgia lost out on their conference title game, and they got in as an at-large bid. So to set up the home game for Georgia, but you think Evan Stewart and Bear Alexander end up being steals in the 2026 draft? Well, I don't think Evan Stewart comes out because he got hurt prior to the season. He's not playing this year. I mean, he probably gets an injury waiver, right? Oh, no, he probably redshirts this year. Yeah, I don't think Evan Stewart comes out. I don't know about Bear Alexander. I'd have to go back and watch. Well, watch him. I know he's coming off his redshirt year because he decided to enter the transfer portal after 4 games at USC. Thoughts on Connor Wegman? Hey, dude, watch out. Him in Houston coming alive. I haven't watched Wegman this year, though. I've only seen highlights. So I couldn't give you an honest opinion. Clemson's trash. When is the college football community going to stop hyping teams up preseason? Like, this is crazy. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people assumed Clemson was at least they're the favorites to win the ACC, and they were among the favorites to win the Natty. They returned a lot of players. It wasn't just the college football committee or the AP hyping up. It was a lot of people. Oh, Deion Burks dropping that ball. Good coverage. Yeah, shout out Memphis. Big one today. RFK, my favorite team is the Hurricanes. I'm a big Miami fan. Yeah, Nico probably does transfer, and he probably transfers, and because I think he probably uses this as a redshirt year. That probably makes the most sense to me. All right, we're gonna have a 3rd and 11, another 3rd and long, man. This Oklahoma offense isn't given time for their defense to take a breath. Golly. Nah, Nico ain't coming back to Tennessee. That bridge is burnt. All right, stepping back, Mateer dropping in. I believe that's Kanak or Kanik. Kanik. Picking up the first underneath. Let's go. I thought Nico already redshirted. He might have. I don't recall. I'd have to go back and look. But even then, he's transferring, so it doesn't even matter. Weird formation, and Mateer's just going to run it, pick up like 6, set up a 2nd and 4. Who do you think? Oh, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Wants money and a good team, can't have both. I mean, Nico followed the money. That's what happened. Oh, nice little pass there to Centennia for the first down. Got it low. Oh, saw the Jesus is King comment. Preach. Love it. All right. Stepping back. Mateer. Here comes pressure, and he's dumping it into the flats. I think that was Blaylock. Picked up about 8, setting up a 2nd and 2. This is what I'm talking about. Let your defense get a breather. Let's get a drive. Let's sustain a drive. Let's go. All right, here comes 2nd and 2. And we're going to get a screen to Satania, who's going to get to about the 20 for a first down. No, I still have the hoodie MSU fan. It's just not cold where I'm at. I don't think it's cold most places. You'll see it when winter comes along. All right, we're going to dump this to the running back. Blaylock picks up about 1. Create a 2nd and 9. Oh, Bear Alexander has an extra year of eligibility, so I could see him coming back if he's not being utilized. I haven't really gone into Oregon because I'm waiting for them to play somebody. I'm a teardropping back. Here comes the pressure. He steps up in the pocket, gets it out to the running back. It's through the hands of Barnes. It was a little high, but still, that was catchable. That would have been an easy first down. Yeah, Mateer let that sail a little too much. Should have made it much easier for his running back. We got a 3rd and 8 now. Empty backfield, 3rd and 8. Here comes pressure. Really just a quick slant to Burks for about 3 yards. We're going to bring out the field goal unit. Yep, here comes the field goal unit. Where's Go? Well, Gojo's out with the family right now. Gojo comes and goes as he pleases. Mr. Goon. And there it is. Oklahoma taking the lead 13-10. Switch to the Huskers game? No. Why would I switch to a 10-point game when we got a 3-point game right here? Between ranked teams. Do you think Nico could go to Penn State or something? Ooh, that would be fun. I don't know if Connor Lew came back into the game. I can't confirm that, Brandon. Lars, you the man, bro. Oh, thank you. I always wonder about these guys that fall through the cracks, like Rod Moore. What's up with his draft stock? I mean, you gotta imagine he's probably trended on early day 3. You want to see him come back healthy. I don't know if he's playing today. He didn't play last week against Oklahoma, but you want to see him get on the field. But the injury stuff's always going to be in the back of your mind. It's not like he's got crazy good size either. Oh, Nebraska's in the red zone. Uh-oh. And Rayola sacked. Just as I said, Nebraska's in the red zone and the sack. Miami or Florida State? I'm going to be pulling for my Hurricanes. Fortunately, do I have faith in the Hurricanes? They've hurt me before. Who's been playing well and not well so far? In this game specifically, I think Mateer's kind of been up and down. Connor Wegman. Jackson Arnold's been a bit of a statue. Has led to some sacks. I think the offensive line for Auburn is playing better than advertised. But the pass rush for Oklahoma has been good. I think the Auburn pass rush has been pretty darn good. Cam Coleman's been nuts. Kansas State quarterback's not coming out this year. Oh, no. Nebraska receiver, ineligible, ran out of the back of the end zone. He was wide open. Is Mateer a good prospect? He's a good prospect, but is he a great prospect is going to be the question. And I don't think there's been enough today that really makes me want to lean with him being a great prospect right now. Besides Oregon, who else has the best uniforms in college football? I don't know. I like the Michigan unis, more so the helmets. I love that. I love that style. Like who really has like Kenshaw State came out with some crazy good unis just over the week, this past week. The Hurricanes, I don't know. I necessarily don't love the green in their color scheme, but I'm always a sucker for caution cone orange. So whenever they go with the full orange, I'm a sucker, man. I'm a sucker. Ooh, USC's got some good jerseys too. Eric Gentry, if he wasn't so thin, he'd probably be more talked about. Jacoby Lane, he's been playing good this year. I don't think I'm going to love him like most people do. Like, I don't think I'm going to get in the first round conversation with him, but certainly he's playing like a potential top 100 pick. Could maybe sneak into that top 50 discussion. I love Mekhi Lemon. He's going to be a fringe first rounder for me for much of the year. And they get it out to Singleton. He's down at about the 28, 29. It's going to set up a 2nd and 5. Do you think Illinois and Indiana will be a high scoring game? I don't know, man. I think it'll be fairly. I could see both teams scoring like being like a 27-24, 24-21 ball game. Oh, Jackson Arnold's going to try to run with it. Picks up about 3. He's going to set up a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Cal Bears. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that dark blue. That's not true. They got solid unis. I think when they go to the yellow, like the yellow primary color, I like that. But I think we could see a good defensive game with Illinois, Indiana. Those are two teams with very good defenses. Illinois created a lot of defense or a lot of turnovers. Oh, wow. that screenplay got blown up. It's going to create a 4th down. You got to imagine the punt unit's coming on. But Illinois, they created a lot of turnovers versus Duke. Indiana's got some studs on that defense as well. Could be more of a defensive game than you expect. Oh, have I seen their quarterback? I've heard a lot of great things about Cal's quarterback. He's also what, a true freshman or maybe a redshirt freshman? It looks like they're just trying to. Yeah, Auburn just trying to draw him off sides. Probably going to take the delay of game and then punt this away. Texas A&M looking good this year. Yep. Now, keep in mind, A&M, I think they shot themselves in the foot a ton. They had a lot of costly penalties on the offensive line. They had a lot of dry spells. You had the blocked punt to start the game, not great against Notre Dame. There's a lot that they need to clean up still. But being able to win that game was huge in spite. Yeah, no, the 2027 wide receiver class looks like it could be generational indeed. All right, Oklahoma's going to get the ball at their 23-24 after the punt. And then let's do a quick scoreboard. As Florida State rolling through Kent State 52-7. Oh, Tulane, how you broke my heart. They're down 28 to cover. They need to score. Jeez, to cover, they need to score 16. So, yep. Any Tulane bets you had with them in the points, throw them out. Nebraska got a field goal. So back to a 1-score game there. Notre Dame's up 28-13 on Purdue. Central Florida's up 27-9 on UNC. UConn's up 24-10 on Ball State. James Madison, JMU, they're up 24-13. That's still a good team, even though they don't have Signetti. They played well last year. Eastern Michigan, they're up 28-24. Buffalo's up 17-7 on Troy. Toledo, they're up 13-6 against Western Michigan. Ohio, they're up 38-28 on Gardner-Webb. Golly, what a game going on here. Duke, they're up 28-26. I'm assuming NC State, either they kicked 2 field goals or no, it looks like they scored a touchdown because Smothers scored a touchdown and they failed on the 2-point conversion. Mississippi State's up 21-10 on Northern Illinois. Idaho's up 14-7 on San Jose State. San Jose State in scoring position. Georgia Tech, they're up 21-7 on Temple. Kansas is up 7-0 on Western Michigan. A couple of these other games just started. Kennesaw State's up 7-0 on Arkansas State. Delaware's up 3-0 on Florida International. I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back. Is Clemson cooked? Yes, they are cooked. Huh?
We're gonna leave in about 45 minutes to go pick up groceries.
How much?
150.
When are you gonna go back to?
Gonna shoot for Costco, and that way we'll be back on like a monthly thing.
Well, when are you going to Costco?
Like the first week of October, so this
Okay.
will get us until October.
Well, what is the plan for dinner?
I was in between doing some more sausage, peppers, and rice.
Or like a little something different since we just had it.
Or
Here, you want to go to mommy?
are you in the mood? Do you want like a potato, noodles, or rice?
I don't want potato.
You want noodles or rice?
I want noodles.
Okay, so something with rice.
Here, buddy, this way. I don't know what else I'm looking for. Pizza.
If you think of anything, let me know.
I think that would be fine. All right, love you. All right, we're back. Dang, y'all crazy. I'd go with noodles, bro. I don't know. I'm kind of noodled out. All right, so Auburn's going to get the ball back. You picking up groceries in 45 minutes and going to Costco? Noodles are right. Okay. Ain't no loving? I have no idea. No, we're going to Costco at the beginning of the next month. So after watching two a Thursday, I'm noodled out. That's kind of goated. All right, 1st and 10 for Auburn. Auburn needs to get the ball moving. Haven't seen this offense really do much of anything. Hand off. Oh, running back just breaking one. Oh, he's still up. He's out across the 40, down to the 30, 34. Whoa, let's go. Massive run. 44 yards from Jeremiah Cobb. Breaks 1, breaks 2, breaks 3, breaks 4, breaks 5. 5 broken tackles. And then pushed out of bounds. That's what I was saying, man. This offense has kind of been needs to start moving the football, and there you go. All right, we got a fake handoff, dropping back, going to the end zone, wide open. Oh, for Cam Coleman, just out of his reach, made a dive-in attempt on the football. Dude, and he had that sucker. Oh, man, had him. Just take a little bit off of that, and that's a touchdown. All right, 2nd and 10. Stepping back, and he just misses it. Dude, set your feet, bro. How do you miss high like that? You had good protection, and it was right there for you. So we're going to have 3rd and 10. Son of a gun, dude. Miami goes 0-17. You shave your beard? No. Why would I do that? I would never bet anything on the Dolphins. All right, 3rd and 10. Dropping back, and they whistle it dead. Looks like we got a false start on Chaplin. Ugh. Rayola is seriously playing himself into a Heisman candidate today. Nice. That's what I like to hear. So 3rd and 15, you want to at least get into field goal range here. You don't necessarily get the first down, but you want to get this ball around the 30 to make it a manageable field goal. Well, Mr. Goon, I know you don't have that money, and I know you're lying. Mr. Big Goon, I'm going to hit you with the timeout. Oh, here comes the pressure. They get it out. That's Simmons, who gets out about the 31, 32. Shouldn't be about a 50-yard field goal. Don't you go asking for my stuff. Oh, MSU fan, you should know how to buy the draft guide at this point. Broshmo, how you doing, man? Hope you're enjoying. Oh, dude, Jeff, I enjoy every Saturday of college football. College football never disappoints. Don't time out. No, don't time out, Goon. Did they just whiff the field goal? What just happened? Side note, no, don't time out, MSU fan. You only time out when I say time out. No, they just whiffed it. Okay, they just whiffed the field goal. What's up? Look at Daniel here. It's like, yeah. Listen, when it comes to timing out people, the only time you're allowed to time out somebody without my say, if it's a bot or something extremely inappropriate or offensive. All right, dumping this off to Burks, who's got all the field to work with. Gets out across the first down. Nice. No, I said I would hit him with it. I will direct you when to time out somebody. Anyways, apologies, Mr. Goon. I didn't want you timed out. The Goon has returned. Sorry, Goon. Somebody misfired a little prematurely there. I'm just saying, MSU fan, we've had problems before, problems in the past with you and your premature ban or timeout hammer. How does Connor Liu look? Connor Liu, I don't know if he re-entered the game. I don't know if Connor Liu re-entered the game. So Auburn having to use a timeout. Well, you had Anthony, who's got his right hand cast up, wanted to come out. Looked like he was in a little bit of pain. Yeah, he's hurt. He's got a cast on. He's playing hurt. All right, we got 1st and 10. Mateer rolling out. Looks to dump it off to Satania to around midfield. All right, let me see this real quick. Okay. Connor. Oh, nice dump off Satania, man. He has been active. Another first down. This is what I mean, man. This is what I mean. Give your defense a breather who's been playing wonderful and have drives that actually sustain and take some heat off the team. Mateer going over the middle and he gets it to Kinnick. But there is a flag down. All right, I'm right now looking up on X for any report on Connor Lew or if he re-entered the game. Holding on the defense. Okay, so it was a defensive penalty. Yeah. I think we should time out MSU fan. No, he's good. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is he has been back in the game. I haven't really noticed if he was back in or out of the game, but apparently he's playing. All right, so we got a little shuttle pass. Oh, no horse collar. Okay. To be fair, he grabbed the jersey. It was pretty to the middle of the. It's kind of the middle of the back. All right. 2nd and 13. Here comes pressure. Mateer gets it out, dumps it. I think that's Lewis. Yep, Lewis. It's going to set up a 3rd and 3. Who wins the Red River rivalry? I don't know, dude. I don't know. They're going to hand off to Blaylock going up tempo, but he's stopped. It's going to be 4th and 2. Do you try to go for the kill shot here? Try to pick up the first down, go up 2 scores, or just take it to 6? Well, they're gonna let the 3rd quarter end. Yep, 3rd quarter comes to a close. We'll figure out when they come back. I really want Texas to just do better, look better. And I mean, I believe in the coaching staff. I believe in the talent on that squad. I think they will right the ship sooner rather than later. Oklahoma's a gritty team. I don't know how much I actually buy into them being capable of taking out one of a lot of people would consider Texas a top tier team. I don't know. That's kind of a close one. That's kind of a coin toss for me. Part of me leans Oklahoma though. MSU fan, thank you for the super chat. Big fan of the channel. Appreciate the grind. I will say I want to direct this to donating to the American Heart Association. So if you do feel the need to super chat, can you just do that instead, please? Right now, we only have had one donation, a very charitable donation from Casey. Dropped $100 on our donation. Awesome. Again, doesn't need to be big. Just if you could only give 5, then cool. That's awesome. So yeah, if you are thinking about super chatting, I would highly suggest just click the link in the description. It's the link in the chat. I pinned it. Or if you're on the X, I should have left the links in the comments of the stream on X. What information do I have to give? I mean, I assume just your card information if you're giving online. I mean, if you don't have credit cards, then And I guess nothing. Dude. Nebraska's run defense has been squishy. They've allowed, what, 250 yards on the ground? 262. Golly. If you have a debit card, that works too. But hey, man, if you don't have either of those, then hey, you could always just repost the stream on X or share the YouTube stream. That's always helpful as well. Oh, you're using an Apple gift card? Yeah, I don't know how gift cards work with donations. I don't know. I don't think you can do that. You're all good, MSU. I was just reminding anybody else who might have thought of super chatting. I want to direct it that way anyway. Do you think the Giants will destroy the Giants tomorrow? I don't know about destroy. I think they'll win. Patrick, I'm neither, dude. I think gains are stupid. Easy as that. I'm neither. Are you a slime, blood, or crip? Nah, I'm a Christian, bruh. That's who I am. I'm part of the only game that matters. Or you could be part of a game that matters and become a bro and subscribe. All right, man. It looks like Michigan's looking to extend this to a 2-score lead. Yes, YouTube takes 30% of all super chats. I believe at least it was that last year. I don't know how it is this year. I've heard people say they take more this year, but I don't know off the top of my head. Right now, Michigan's at 3rd and goal, looking to score. How much do I think Mahomes can bench? I don't know. I don't really care. I bet you could at least do like, what would that put him at? 45, 25, 70, 70, 140. That would be that would be at least 185. And we're going to get a touchback here. Side note, not answering dumb questions. Sorry. Other side note, we're doing this for charity today. So if you could check out those links, that's much appreciated, much obliged. If you want a little merch, there's a link in the description. You could get a Strong Like Mia shirt. All funds go to the American Heart Association. And Michigan goes up 30-20. And they got a delay in the Notre Dame Purdue game, but it must be sloppy. I feel like there's been delays each and every week now. All right, dropping back, dumping it off to his tailback, I believe. Might have been his. Nope, that was his tailback. That was Alston grabbing the first down. What up, Francisco? How you doing, buddy? All right, we got a handoff here to Alston picking up 3 or 4. I said this earlier. I don't want political stuff in the stream, even if you're just kind of screwing around. If you're trolling, I will have one of the moderators hit you with a timeout. I would like preferably to have fun discourse, but yeah, ain't no love. I don't like the trolling comments. I think you're just kind of like, I don't know. I don't like I don't like that in the stream. So if you could, I'd prefer not to have those. Arnold, what the heck? Dives forward. It's going to set up a 3rd and 3. You think Mahomes could do more than 2 plates? Maybe. I don't know. I said at the very least. Again, guys, can we avoid the political stuff? I would appreciate it. I don't care which side. I would like. I just personally would like that. I would like to avoid the political stuff. All right, we got 3rd and 3. Arnold dropping back, dumping it. All dude, he's just dumping into the running back, and they're just getting yards. Kind of curious how many receptions Alston just has on this drive. 2 or 3, right? 3 receptions on the day for 25 yards. Who's winning? Forgot my glasses. It's Oklahoma 16, Auburn 10. Ken, what Georgia Tech prospects are in next year's draft? Like the 2026? I'll pull that up when we get a commercial break for you. All right, we're dumping this on the outside. Oklahoma giving a little space. Simmons going to be close to a 1st down. Set up a 2nd and 1. Oh, all right, MSU fan. I'll look at that trick play when we go to commercial break. Broshmo 2028. Dude, let's just make it Broshmo 2025. Let's do Broshmo right now. How about that? See, Goon? That's a good comment. I like that. All right, we got a handoff here to Alston. 1st down. They're moving. They're driving. Auburn showing some life. Steven. Son of a gun. All right, we're going to have 1st and 10 from the Oklahoma 37. Arnold, he's going to try to run this, but golly, they stuffed it. They're like, Jackson Arnold, you ain't winning with your feet. Ole Miss is dominant. I mean, it's Tulane. I thought Tulane may have put out a better showing, but with maybe Ole Miss looking ahead to LSU, but they're like, nah, we're going to tune this sucker up, and we're going to be ready for LSU. That's going to be a fun game next week. All right, we got 2nd and 14 after Arnold losing some yards there. Dropping back. Here comes pressure. Gets it out wide to Singleton. Oh, he breaks the tackle. Picks up a couple of yards, maybe a 3rd and 10. So back to the original line of scrimmage. Ole Miss beating LSU, right? I don't know, man. That defense for LSU is legit. I'm curious what the over-under will be in that game. I'd be willing to take the under if it's like high enough. If it's around like 50 and a half, 49 and a half, I think I might take the under real quick. All right, 3rd and 11. 4 seconds on the play clock. Oklahoma showing. They're going for a trick play. Singleton throwing it deep. Incomplete, but golly, I thought Gentry may have got there before the ball. I really thought it may have been a pass interference. Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's pass interference. That's yeah, no, in the replay, that yeah, he arrived there before the ball did. So Auburn going to call a timeout here with it 4th and 11. You're down at the 38. I don't think they have confidence in their kicker to hit a 55, maybe 56-yard field goal. All right. I'm going to go check out this trick play real quick. Oh, that's kind of cool. You fake the well, not even fake the run. You actually hand it off. You kind of suck in the defense and then you throw it outside to the quarterback. That's kind of fun. That's a fun play. All right, Georgia Tech prospects. I have Haynes Keene because you have to, but I don't think Haynes Keene is a draftable prospect. I love the size and whatnot. I mean, he's 6'2", 209. Is he a running back? Is he a jumbo receiver? He's also going to be 25 by the time his rookie year begins. I don't think he's the draftable prospect. They're running back there. Jamal Haynes, not having an entirely impressive year. 5'9", 190. Not great size either. At wide receiver, you have Eric Rivers and Malik Rutherford are two guys on my watch list. Let's see. At guard, you have Kalen Rutledge, Joe Fusel or Fusal. So a couple of the guards there. When it comes to their defense, I don't know if okay, I got Jordan Van Den Berg. Fun name. I think he's actually put up some stats this year as well. Don't know if I have anyone else on the Georgia Tech defense though. Oh, I got Amari Harvey. He was on my I did an eval for him last year. He's back again this year for Georgia Tech. Yeah, those are some of the Georgia prospects that were on my watch list. Georgia Tech prospects, I should say. If you haven't already, can you hit that thumbs up? It's always much appreciated, much obliged. If you are in the, if you're watching this from Twitter, can you hit that heart, that like? That's always much appreciated, much obliged. Do I think ODU would compete well with Mississippi State? I mean, they could. I think Mississippi State's probably a better team, though. All right, 4th and 11. They are going for it. And Oklahoma's only going to bring 4. Arnold stepping up, looking to run. And he's going to get it. He gets the first down. What a run by Arnold. Tulane scored a touchdown. Too Whittle, too wait, probably. Too Whittle, too wait. Big pickup by Arnold there on 4th and 11. Let's go. All right, 1st and 10 from the Oklahoma 23. Here comes pressure. Arnold rolling out, and he's just going to throw this sucker away. Gonna have 2nd and 10 with 8:31 left in the ball game. Nebraska, they kind of have the game's kind of going to be decided right here on 4th and 1. But here we go. 2nd and 10. Arnold in the backfield. He's dropping back. Here comes free pressure. He's throwing it deep. Oh, man. I thought Simmons had that catch. That would have been a sick catch. Do you think if Penn State loses next week, the whole control will laugh at them? I don't know who the whole control is. But no, if they lose next week, I think they're fine. They lost early to Ohio State, still ended up in the Big Ten championship game. Who are my prospects for Arkansas? I don't know. Purchase the draft guide. How about that? Here, we're doing the play-by-play. All right, dropping back. 3rd and 10. He's got some time. He's ripping it. Ooh, that's close to our first down. What is that? Fields? It should be 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 1.5. Will the whole country laugh at him? No, I don't think the whole country will laugh at him. I mean, dude, even look at Ohio State last year. People were laughing at Ohio State for losing to Michigan. They don't play in the Big Ten championship game, and then they just go on a run and win the national championship game. There's lots of football to be played. All right, we get handoff to Olsen, but there is they whistle it dead. There's a flag. Oh my gosh, Dylan Raiola. It looks like Nebraska's about to score and get an opportunity to win this game. Well, tie it up at least with well, they'd have to get an onside kick. They only have one timeout. All right, 4th and 6. And oh, he throws it up. Oh, there's flags. I don't know how catchable that would have been, but yeah, no, I mean, Cam Coleman got dragged to the ground. Pass interference. Yep. Vandy, Illinois would be fun. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. Golly, dude. So Auburn getting bailed out here. They're now at the 4-yard line of Oklahoma. 1st and goal. We got, try going for a little sweep in there. I think they get in there. Touchdown. Let's go. Hey, we got Trev. What's up, brah? We're live here on YouTube and on the X. Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Trev. Happy you were able to hop in, man. But just wanted to say how much I appreciate a great content creator supporting a great cause. You're the man, Broshmo. Keep killing it. Will do. Thank you again, Trevor Sycamore. We'll see you later on the channel for some mock drafts. We got Jason. Did you know that Underwood has some swole shoulders for a freshman quarterback? Nice. Hey, Daniel, if you're gonna be rude, bro, I'm gonna hit you with a timeout, dude. Let's not be rude. Even if we're trying to be, oh, look, I'm edgy, I'm funny. Oh. Hi. Let's not be a douche. Let's not be a douche, Daniel. This is why you don't bet against Auburn. All right. I'm personally going to do this. Am I? Daniel, I'm going to give you a warning. I'm just going to give you a warning right now. Chill. Bring it down. Let's not be a douche to one another. This is why you don't. Do you think Raiola could become another Mahomes? I mean, dude, that's a lot you're having to put on him. But I mean, again, I haven't watched him. He's not eligible. I'm like, I'm gonna watch him summer of 2026, man. I'll take care of it, MSU, if it gets out of hand. Who's your comparison for Mateer? Mateer's weird, dude. I feel like he moves like Kyler Murray, but he's thicker than Kyler Murray. He's got a high velocity arm like a Baker Mayfield, but I wouldn't say he's as pinpoint accurate. So he's kind of weird. All right. Well, we got a commercial break. Just want to remind y'all, we're doing this for the charity today. Charity. The American Heart Association. So if you want to donate, we got it at the top of the chat. If you're on the YouTube, it's the pinned chat. It's the pinned comment. You could also go in the description, follow one of the links. We also have a link there if you want to come with a little, come away with a little merch. All the funds do go to the American Heart Association. If you're on the X, if you're on the XA, then shoot. Can you see the donations that go through your link? Yes, I can see all donations. That's why I keep bringing it up. But yeah, on the X, if you're watching that via stream, it should be the comment. I include both links there. You could always go to my my X page, my Twitter page, whatever you want to call it, and you can. It's the pin tweet, the pin comment. I don't like Dylan Raiola because he won't get my boy Dan Key the ball. That's fair. Do I have a comparison for Klubnik? I think I thought I did. Yes, and I feel like I want to come. I don't know if I'm going to come off that just now, but prior to the season, I liked how accurate he was. I didn't think he had like the best arm, but I thought he had a good arm. I kind of had athletic Baker Mayfield, but after this season, man, I kind of want to come off that, you know? Drew Aller, I don't think I have a comp for Aller. I typically, it's a little different for quarterbacks because quarterbacks, you're just kind of looking for a similar play style. You could kind of whatever when it comes to size and whatnot. But typically, I don't start doing my comps until we get some verified size metrics. Because then I start searching Mockable, who do a good job of finding guys that are in similar percentiles. All right, got a quick pass out there. That is to Burks. Should create a 2nd and 1. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Daniel, if you're going to be rude, bro, sorry, man. Dude, real recognize real, man. I'm a douche. I get it. But you're not really I don't think you're really doing that in jest, man. If you're going to be rude in the comments, man, we're not going to have you in the comments. Simple as that. So we're going to let you sit in the corner for about 60 seconds. Oh, did I ban him? Oh no. Can I no, I did ban him. I hit him with a timeout. No, did I ban him? Uh-oh. I think I messed up. I meant to just put him in timeout. Oh, let me go back. Let me go back. Let me see if I can go back. I can't tell if you ban. Just- Okay, he should just be in timeout. This is why. No, MSU fan. I know you. You have that power. Go straight to your head. I let you do one timeout, and then you're gonna be timeouting everybody. Who are your prospects from SMU? I mean, there's guys like RJ Maryland, who's the kind of jumbo receiver, tight end type. There's Kevin Jennings. I don't know how realistically of a quarterback prospect he is, though. You got the safety tandem there. Logan Parr, who's the guard. Those are some of the guys off the top of my head I know that are in there. Do you think Oregon will forever be uniform U, or are they going to win a natty this decade? I think they could win a natty this decade. I love Dan Lannon as a head coach. I remember when the Hurricanes snatched away Mario Cristobal. And I get it. I get it. He's got the Miami ties. But I was like, okay, cool. We snagged Oregon's head coach. And then Oregon, in my opinion, they trade up because I really think Dan Lannon's was going to be a good head coach. And they snagged Dan Lannon. And I was like, dude, if I knew Dan Lannon was available, go after that guy. Come on. What are we even doing here? All right, Michigan's going to come away with the victory there. In fact, they cover -2.5. I guess depending on what you had them. Dude, Trevor, thank you for the dude. Freaking Trevor Sigma is amazing. Whoever wants to again, Daniel. I think Daniel was just being a guy. Just hate into hate. Hopefully I didn't ban him and he gets back into the chat in a minute. I don't want to ban him. I just want to rub his face in it and let him know you can't do that. But Trevor, big donation, $200 donation. That's always much appreciated, much obliged. Again, this is near and dear to my heart, man. These are my friends. They're supporting this cause. I don't want to raise money for them. So many people I've never seen before on here. Yeah, but that's not always bad. A stranger's just a friend you don't know yet. Kirito. All right, Mateer dropping back. Now that they're playing without the lead, I think that's for the first time in this game. I just timed him out. Okay, that's good. That's good. Jason, I'm not going to keep answering these questions about the draft guide. If you want to purchase the draft guide, you can purchase the draft guide. All right, Kanik. Getting close to field goal position. Touchdown be nice, though. Like Jason, if you want to know who's in the draft guide, you could purchase the draft guide. I think there's over 600 player backgrounds, over 300 full player evals. It dates through the whole draft cycle. So if you're interested in it, you could come purchase it. I'm not going to always give the milk for free. Oh, Mateer going up. What a beautiful pass to Satania, who didn't secure it. It was so weird. The ball came out about what? 3 or 4 yards, him out of bounds. It actually pops out. Oh, nope. Yeah, that's an incompletion. Golly, that breaks your heart. You're curious about it? Well, the draft guide here, I'll run a draft guide promo at the when we get a commercial break. Here, let me switch back. They're gonna review it. So while they review, I'll run the guide, but hey, you could find it in the description on how to get it. So I'll run the promo, and it's also tells you how to get it in the description of
We
the
love the
stream.
NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics. And it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged.
Hopefully that answers all your questions. Alec, how are you doing, man? Hey. Jason. Yeah, dude, become a bro and subscribe, or become a bro and get that draft guide. All right, they're calling it. Oh, they're calling it a catch, right? Dang, dude. That's a rough call. Alec, you've been on the road, just been on the road to Lambeau covering the team. That's sick, dude. That's sick. That's awesome. Do you think Underwood has to work on his deep ball? He's got plenty of time to. He's a freshman. I'm very unconcerned with what Underwood has to work on right now. All right. Mateer dropping back. Here comes pressure, and he's going to run with it. He's got a lane. Touchdown! Oklahoma! Gotta imagine they go for the 2 to make it a 7-point ball game. Are you going to let your kids play football? If they want to. Alec, it's the best, man. Makes up for me having to watch Wisconsin play football on Saturdays. Thank you, Wisconsin, for covering Maryland plus 10.5. Alex, since you just hopped in, we're raising money for the American Heart Association. You can find the links in the chat and the description if you want to give. Oh, they almost had that. It was tipped, and then Burks almost made a diving catch. So it's a 5-point game. Yeah, Fire and Fickle is starting to become more palatable. He's in, is this year 3 of Fickle? How's Mateer looking? Kenji, it's kind of up and down. It's kind of up and down. Hey, it is year 3 for Fickle? Okay. Thank you for answering that rather than me having to Google that sucker real quick. For me, it's been an up and down game for Mateer. I don't think he's done anything that's really changed my opinion on him from last week. I could see the top 50 hype. I don't know about like first overall pick. I just don't think any of the quarterbacks in this class have done a good job of kind of making us feel good about them being a top 50 pick. Daniel, you know why you were in trouble, bro. You calm down. Dexy, Broshmo, do you think Jaden Greathouse is a good fit for the Bills? I've seen a few people say he would be. That feels too much like Khalil Shakir. And I think right now the Bills are in the market of having variety when it comes to their wide receivers. And they might be looking for a legit just speedster. So like Eric Singleton. You got some speedsters in this class if you want to get one. And we're going to get a return for Auburn. Oh, he cuts it back in. He's going to go down about the 24, and that's where Auburn's going to start it, except for there's a flag. All right. All right. I've had enough. I've had enough. Uh, all right. Jason, right now I haven't watched a ton of Oregon. Well, I watched a little bit of Oregon last week against Northwestern. More so, I wanted to see how Caleb Tiernan did for Northwestern. But really, Penn State, Oregon, it's going to be that matchup. That's where I'm really drawing my eyes because they've played really not stellar competition as of right now. So that's where I'm kind of fixing my, okay, this is important film. This is what I want to see. Yeah, a lot of these wide receivers, I see people mocking the Bills are slots, but we need speed or a Z like Tate. Yeah, okay. So Dexter, you kind of agree with me there. Okay. So 2nd and 7, here comes pressure. Arnold, he's going to run with it. He's going to tuck it and he's going to go out of bounds. There's a flag. Typically, when you see quarterback vacate the pocket like that, could be a hold-in. Or maybe it's against Oklahoma. Who knows? Okay. They were thinking illegal formation, but they pick up the flag. We're going to get 3rd and 4 here for Auburn. Jason, Guy Pons from dude, I love Pons. I talked about him in my corner video. He may not have made my top 10 corners. A lot of that had to do because his size sucks. But dude, if he was 5'11, 5'10, 190, be talking about him as a first rounder. Arnold steps up and throws it. Gets it to Fields for a first down. Patrick, I can picture Daniel being an angry frat dude at Michigan right now. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I feel like there's a lot of angry Michigan or angry Clemson fans. Do you think? No, Clemson, I think they're done. I think they have lost. I think this was their last glimmer of hope. You lost to Syracuse. I think you're out of the college football. I mean, yeah, play out the rest of the season. Maybe you can somehow sneak into Darnold's going to run. He gets to the line of scrimmage. Irrelevant. I think if you're Clemson, you have to win the ACC to make the college football playoff. You're not getting a large bid at this point. Sorry, you're just not. While, yes, maybe they still have hopes for the college football playoff, I think there's only one road, and that's winning the ACC. Dominic, do I like Seth Rollins? I do. I think he's fun. He's a really good wrestler too. Oh, Arnold getting away from a sack, but he ends up going down around the little behind the line of scrimmage, but there's a flag out. So holding on the offense. Clemson's basically Florida State last year. Yo, that's not a bad way to put it. I think the difference was Florida State lost a lot of talent. Clemson brought back a lot of talent. So it stings a little bit more. All right, we're going to have 2nd and 20. Tight end lining up in the backfield, and oh no, false start. Now it's 2nd and 25. Yes, Jason, I do think that would be interesting. Now we got 2nd and 25. And 2-minute timeout. So, okay, 2-minute timeout. Man, whistles came out late. Jackson Darnold got hit in the end zone. What kind of nonsense are we doing here? These are the wide receivers I like for the Bills right now. Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, Eric Singleton, Eric Rivers. I don't know. CJ Daniels feels more of like what they have in Keon Coleman. Carnell Tate's closer to what they have in I guess you could say Khalil Shakir. Again, I would be looking for those speedsters. So, like, okay, let's pull it up real quick. So, guys like Singleton, Chris Bell. I know that he's thick, 6'1", 227, but he's fast. Casey Concepcion's interesting. What sleeper team you got making the playoff? I had Oklahoma and Illinois as some sleeper teams when I did my projection at the beginning of the year. Sleeper team. Yo, what if Vandy got in? I don't know what the rest of Vandy's schedule looks like, but yo, I don't know. I mean, a real sleeper team would be a second ACC or a second Big. Well, no, that's not true. We got 2 ACC teams last year. So maybe a second Big 12 team sneaking in. That would be a sleeper. But golly, I think the Big 12 is going to be such a bloodbath. I don't know if you get a second team in there. Would that be fair? And to be fair, Illinois got to get past Indiana tonight. Oh, you've seen Alex talk about Chris Bell to the Bills a few times? Nice. Will Illinois Indiana be showing at 7:30? I'm wondering because of the delay, Purdue and Notre Dame. I don't know. I liked KC Concepcion at NC State. Auburn just wasted 3 minutes of point. All right, we got 2nd and 25 from Auburn. Any good prospects on the Houston Cougars? Connor Wegman, Tanner, the tight end too. Oh, okay. Looks like Arnold's sacked again. Looks like he was trying to escape the pocket and just got tackled. Arnold. Oh, sacked again. Back-to-back plays. Oh. Oh, man. Broshmo, you should mix Sprite, lemonade, cranberry juice together. Very good. Oh, sounds good. All right. Oh, are we going to get a safety? That safety covers! The safety covers! Backdoor cover for Oklahoma -6.5. Oh, with the backdoor safety to cover. That's insane. Oh my gosh. That is clutch. That is so clutch. I can't believe that. That is crazy. For that to be the best O-line, that was a poor showing for them. Yeah, it was rough, especially towards the end. And you could tell, like, the crowd was huge. You saw Xavier Chaplin couldn't hear the quarterback. Excuse me, I'm putting in a parlay together. So excuse me while I put this parlay together real quick. Dude, that's wild. Oklahoma covering with the safety. Yeah, that's a bad beat. Kirito's mad. So we're going to see the onside punt. The onside safety punt. Oklahoma calling a timeout. So it looks like also NC State's going to fall short. But look at that. We hit 2 out of 1 for Gojo's picks. After hitting all 3 in the first slate of games. Gojo's been hot today, dude. Because it looks like NC State's going to lose. Yeah, NC State, rough loss, man. I really believed in them. And they kind of fell apart. They got out to a hot start, man. All right, we're going to pull that down. And we're going to add our bets for this next slate of games. There you go. And it'll be Oklahoma's ball. That's your ball game. Can you imagine if Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame played in the SEC? He's special and just took one to the house. Dude, he is. That combination of size, speed, hard to bring down. Love it. Dude, Oklahoma with the backdoor cover. The backdoor cover safety. But hey, Gojo has been hot. He was 3 for 3 with the first slate of games, 2 for 1 on the second slate. Now he's got Miami -6.5, Washington -20.5, and Michigan State +18.5. Oh, Nintendo Mike, you got a friend that plays for NC State? That's dope. All right, as we tick away the final seconds of this ball game. Oh, nice, Nintendo Mike. All right, this game's over. Now we move to our final game of the slate. Now, remember, we're doing all this for charity for the American Heart Association. Any donation is much appreciated, much obliged. You'll find the links in the description, in the chat, as the pinned comment. If you're on the X, it's going to be in, it's going to be the pinned tweet on my profile. It's also going to be in the chat. So we're going to go ahead, end this stream, and move on to the next. Actually, here, I got to make sure y'all are directed. For those on the YouTube, make sure y'all are directed to the next stream. I got you taken care of. All right, and we'll see you in a sec.